Okay, go ahead and start with introductions.
Hello, my name is Joe, and I play Luke, the Green Pit Viper Ranger, your favorite Power Ranger twink, and the Dimension Storm team leader.
Hey, I'm James. I play Charlie, the Yellow House Cat Ranger, your favorite lanky scared boy ranger.
I'm Juan, and I play Javier, your favorite himbo on the team. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, we love.
My name's Lila, and I play Julie, the Pink Ranger.
Your
Favorite
favorite
drug addict.
your favorite recovering addict.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Jay, and I play literally everyone else,
Favorite
and
DM.
your resident favorite unhinged green cowboy. All right, welcome back to Power Rangers Dimension Storm. The last we left off, the Rangers were trying to get a ping on Jackie's location through the new and very nicely done, except for the yellow floor, now that I regret it. Lion's Den, the pseudo bat cave for Carl, the yellow lion ranger, who's definitely not just becoming more and more Adam West Batman as this goes on. So the Rangers were trying to get a ping. And they also found out from the Lone Ranger that Marcus is gone as well. So they have two missing people, one who's been captured by the government, and one is God knows where doing God knows what. One is potentially in a government facility held against her will, and the other one is potentially causing chaos and mayhem and potentially killing people. What will the Rangers do with this information as we jump back where we left off in the Lion's Den and Power Rangers Dimension Storm? All right, we're back where we were, and Lone Ranger had showed up. Y'all had found out, and Julie kept Hobby from getting a drug addiction.
Yep. Are we doing a quick little recap of everything else?
That was a recap.
That was the recap.
Yeah.
It wasn't intended to be a recap. I
I
completely
mean, it
forgot
wasn't.
about recap.
It wasn't an entire recap, but
Okay, well, to also I'll continue. I'll do the whole thing. I was just like,
Julie gave Troy some pills.
I was really trying to. So, full recap. After the team gets back on the ship, they start talking about what they're going to do next. Troy did express his complete rage and frustration of no one trying to grab Ross since he is apparently the one running this entire operation. But then they told him that he was a Red Hulk. Orion holds a meeting saying that Marcus is on the ship, and eventually leading to Luke being the first one to find him, while Julie ran around shaking pills because she thinks that Psycho Rangers all have severe drug addictions for some reason, and thought that might work. Either that or it was something about him being in the mental health field and he would try to help her. Well, he was in the mental health field and now he's in the field of giving people mental health issues.
Yes.
You just asked Charlie. So Luke finds Marcus in the vehicle bay where he was squatting down, looking at Taka, and kind of just going through and remembering stuff and getting mad at the little inaccuracies of the bike from his universe. Him and Luke have some moments where Marcus completely snaps and goes off on Luke about how he is the only one to never go down the psychopath. And when he does live, he does nothing for most part of his life. Maybe he eventually becomes a Power Ranger again. Maybe he doesn't. But it makes Marcus mad that all of Luke's friends, former teammates, all at some point, at least one universe, where they all go down the path, except for Luke. And Marcus starts to question if this Luke even cared about them at all, and most Lukes in general, since they don't really seem to do much if they live. Marcos delivers a couple of blows as Luke tries to talk his way around the conversation in a way to try to, I guess, make things work, but Marcus is just pissed off and angry. Charlie and Hobby come in and hear a bit of it where Charlie kind of stays back and talks to Luke, but then Hobby goes back upstairs and starts drinking with Troy and Carl, and Hobby starts to throw up. And while Carl holds his hair, Julie tries to give Troy a laxative, not knowing that his powers negate that kind of stuff. Dr. David Banner discusses his plans on turning himself in, and it seems everybody's very against it because they don't trust the government. And Troy starts to go off about a few things about the timeline and how things would roll out, where Julie continues to pipe up and Troy eventually shuts her down. by saying that they know exactly how things would have gone. The Lone Ranger opens his mouth and talks about how he knows, because Hyperforce didn't exactly disable all of his equipment, not that they could anyway, about how he knows that Wesley Collins came down to visit the Life Force team the day that Orion had shown back up. Wes Collins told the Life Force team that everything that happened, from Orion fucking up,
Bitch
them
move.
having a whole different life, and then potentially the Rangers being here messing up their timeline and all the events, including an event where their Red Ranger Marcus would have lived, and Edward had eventually been saved from his connection to the Dark Saber, or the Dark Sword of Darkness, and would eventually had lived and became potentially a White Ranger. Troy goes off and explains that they being here have changed everything, and that the team themselves are making more choices than they should, considering the fact that once they're done, they're going to leave. And now the team that's here, Life Force, has to deal with this new timeline and changes that the team have made since they have been here. Well, upon talking a bit further, they'd agree to find Jackie first and foremost, and then try to do stuff as Carl says that he has a new place for them to go. However, Troy and Julie and Luke go to join Jiraiya, who is still sitting at a warehouse interrogating that one SHIELD agent, where it seems like Jiraiya and him have been there for so long, waiting when everybody else show up. They kind of just talk to each other about their problems. Julie and Troy are very intimidating, and Luke is not. They start to ask a lot of questions, but he's still just a foot soldier. He knows some of the basics, but he doesn't know a lot. He has a few assumptions and guessions where Jackie could be, like the raft, and overall, they find out just enough, but not a lot of detail. It's mostly just stuff that he heard and things that he does know, like the new team being brought up, Emil Blonsky being led to run that team. He didn't know that Thunderbolt Ross was the Red Hulk, and he cannot give a precise on location where Jackie is. There is no base of operations because they just took what's going to be their new base of operations back from the Life Force team, that being home base. Well, they decide to mercy him by Troy punching him and knocking him out, punching him in the ribs and breaking his arm to make it seem like he put up a fight so he could get a pension and maybe go patch things up with his sister, who's doing something in the East Coast with art and turquoise or some shit. But overall, a great thing, a great whole thing. They get to Troy's house where everyone's Carl's house, where everyone's just kind of chilling, and Carl eventually shows everyone who's there who is not Troy, Julie, or Luke, and Jiraiya. So everybody else but them and Orion and Allie, his new lair known as the Lion's Den. Well, over time, when they were in the Life Force team, they got paid up some money to be built up to when they turned 18 and they could use it. Carl invested some money in the right places and eventually heard of a man whose home just got up for auction and it had a underground bunker he was building for doomsday because of the Cold War. Well, apparently they going on sale for some reason that Carl doesn't know about, but Carl took this and decided to make himself a little superhero hideout because he continued to be Lion Man and took the few years building it up and building himself a nice new base known as the Lion's Den. As they check everything out and try to get a ping on Jackie, Carl is revealed to be a paranoid skeptic, putting in trackers into all of his teammates outside of the trackers that were already in them, so he could keep tabs on them, even later on, in case they needed help. Eventually, the rest of the team shows up after interrogating a SHIELD agent. They all get cut up to speed, and then the Lone Ranger shows up, begging to get in and giving access so he can tell everyone that Marcus has disappeared and that Goldar and Sambash were handing out invitations to the wedding and also causing a little bit of bit of mischief. More like, you know, putting the non-recyclable stuff in the recyclable stuff and reverse vice versa. Not a lot of like heinous stuff, just kind of like small things.
They're dead.
And then after that, Julie was taking some painkillers, and then Javi wanted some more after he got some earlier, and Julie stopped him from getting an addiction. AKA, you don't want no part of this shit, Javi. Get out of here. And that's where we left off.
Yep. And I think Luke asked LR if he could maybe help with tracking Jackie, see if he could
did do
maybe
that.
bypass the scrambler. Yeah.
Good job, Jay. Give yourself 2 story points.
I am. Y'all aren't getting any.
I know. But I will say this: we got a little bit of insight into some stuff, like when you were talking about Marcus, like his thoughts and feelings, and it was like, oh, that's interesting. something we wouldn't have gotten if I had done the recap or if somebody else had.
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious with his conversation with Luke.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all didn't do recap, but I'm not a mean god. You give yourself 1 story point.
Yay! Hip hip.
So we're at
Y'all
16.
have, y'all have a lot of story points, so it's not like you really need them.
We're at what?
16.
16.
16 of them.
All right, so y'all are still here. LR just left. Julie kept Javi from getting a drug addiction, and now y'all can start.
Luke now has Julie's pain meds in his bag because she was like, "You should probably hold on to these."
Allie can teleport them away if you would like her to.
He'll hold on to them.
Okay, Allie will not do that. Now Orion, JK.
Oh God, that will be something to unpack.
Yeah. All right. So y'all are here. LR said it might take a little bit. Don't know what that means. He didn't specify. So y'all can either get clarification on how much time y'all have in case there's anything y'all wanted to do, or if y'all are really gonna have to kill time for however long it takes them.
I mean, Luke can try to call him real quick.
You may.
Well,
Go
are
ahead.
we gonna? No, are we waiting on the Marcus stuff, or are we gonna try to figure out more about the arc?
I mean, we need to figure out where Jackie. We need to figure out where Jackie is first.
And we don't even know if the arc is the actual place. He just mentioned that, and she's not like really
The raft.
the raft. That's what I meant. I was about to say she's not like a dangerous target, but she's a fucking Power Ranger, so maybe she is someone that they would put at the raft.
It just depends on how much of a threat they see her as, and how much they don't want us to get to her.
May not be the fact that she's a threat. Maybe they just know y'all are probably gonna come and want to put her in the most secure place possible.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Okay. Hey, LR.
What?
Just kind of curious about like how long it might take you to pin down where Jackie's at.
Well, that's a bit of a question now, ain't it? Honestly, I have no idea. With everything that was given to me, I want to say it's not going to take that long, but honestly, I really can't give you a time. I would say at most give me a couple of days.
A couple days. I mean, I guess that gives us time to sort of try to strategize and prepare as best as we can.
Yeah, that it does give you a bit of time. I know I should probably be doing this faster, but can only work as fast as I'm able to. That, and maybe with this time off, you can also try to help me solve the problem of where our dear friend went.
Yeah, I was about to say it gives us time to try to find where the fuck Marcus disappeared to. I mean, it's not exactly like he's easy to miss.
I don't know. I give it like maybe like an hour before people start screaming.
I just want to know why.
Yeah, me too, but I have no idea. So if you find him or if you need me, I guess give me a call and I'll come running. But mostly, I just kind of want to stay here on my ship and try to figure out and work this a little bit faster. So maybe we can find Jackie before the end of tonight.
All right. Do you need help with that? Do you want like Hayakawa or someone?
Well, I mean, it would be nice to have someone who probably knows a little bit more about this stuff than I do. The computer here is doing all the work. So even if there was a way to speed it up, I mean, I'm reading the manual.
Yeah. Hey, Hayakawa.
He turns around. Yeah.
Would you mind helping LR out on his ships?
Well, I mean, I'm not quite sure what level of technology he has, but I can do my best if it'll speed this up.
I mean, I honestly feel like you or Dr. Banner are our best bet, and I don't feel like Dr. Banner needs to be really going anywhere other than here.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right. I guess he pulls out his K-Tizer and all right, LR, whenever you're ready, I guess you can give me your ship coordinates and I can teleport in. All right, I'm doing it. There you go. You should have them. And Kaikawa just nods to all of y'all and presses a button on his K-Tizer and he's gone.
Okay. Luke just kind of pinches the bridge of his nose under his glasses for a second. So, obviously, we probably need to rest. However, there is the matter of Marcus deciding to disappear.
I mean, if we're gonna go deal with the market situation, shouldn't we be like full health before we deal with that? Because if we go in right now,
We have time. We should. If anybody needs to rest, they should. But Luke, you're really good at figuring out where Marcus was last time. Is there anywhere, sort of in Mariner Bay or Angel Grove, that your Marcus would have gone to? Maybe just to think.
Luke just sort of. Give me a minute. Because keep in mind, we're not from Cali.
Going
But,
back to Cali.
but,
Well, I mean, we have access to go anywhere in America, so if you know of anything that anywhere he would go, you're our best bet.
can I try to, like, roll whatever history would, I guess, culture
See
to
what
see if
you
I can
roll.
to see if I could suss out where Marcus may have potentially wanted to go.
Yes, you can go ahead and roll culture, and you have an extensive experience with Marcus, so give yourself advantage.
Okay. Because these two Marcuses are not very different from what Luke understands. There we go. That's a 20.
All right, so with your deep thinking, critical skills, and your edge math, and all that other stuff that would help you be able to find Marcus, you're able to deduce that maybe, just maybe, if Marcus still has visions, he may have gotten a vision of somewhere to go. And with that thinking, and how the Marcus of this world had visions of that Marcus, you might want to go check potentially Marcus's cabin.
The cabin. Maybe the cabin? It's out of the way, it's secluded, it's quiet, no one's gonna go there.
The Marcus Moreland's cabin?
Yeah. If in college, Marcus would often go somewhere quiet and out of the way in the middle of the fucking woods if he could get there, just to be away from people. And that's what came to mind. So I guess who's coming? Or are we going right? I really don't think we need to leave him on. I don't know.
Even if Luke has a good idea where Marcus could be, how is everybody looking on health?
Luke has no personal power and 4 out of 5 health.
Don't we
Okay.
get our personal
I
power
have
back?
4 out of 6.
I thought we started personal power at Mac when we started a game.
No, it's
So we regen every time we long rest.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So Julie,
And
right, we do need to rest.
yeah, so
Yeah.
and there are a total of 6 beds, 2 being medical cots. If y'all don't want to go back to the ship, we can either do a short rest or a full long rest. It's up to y'all.
I'd be willing to do a short rest. I only just need the health, really.
Okay. And yeah, you'll get your health back. That's 2. That's less than half of your health.
What about my magic points or whatever, my sorcery points?
You're still on 10 out of 10.
Drink a
Wow.
potion. of
No, whenever because I was on 2 after the whole fight thing, and I don't think we did any long rest after that.
We
You
didn't.
did not. Okay.
Yeah, it just
Um,
whenever the game gets restarted, it just automatically makes it 10. So I'm
Okay,
still on
so
2. I just haven't changed it.
okay, so with that, it'd probably still be half with the short rest. You have 2 right now, so you'd get 6.
Yeah.
You have 10 in total, right?
Yes.
So you would
So-
get 5, so you'd have 7.
7.
So if
Okay.
that's good with you, we can do a short rest or a long rest because you'd only be missing 3.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine with me. I was just curious about that because I know on there it says 10. I just haven't had a chance to change it to the 2. But if we do a short rest, if she gets to 7, that's fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So
Luke now has 2 personal power back, so that's all he really needs.
So you all, I guess y'all ask Carl if y'all can sleep here for a quick nap. And there is 3, or no, hold on. Charlie, Javi, Julie, Luke, Hieta, and Jiraiya. That's 6 of y'all. And there's 6 beds. Just
Charlie
2
doesn't have
medical
to
costs.
rest at all. I
Oh.
don't know what y'all did, but I had full health, full everything.
You didn't get hurt.
I don't
We
do
got
that.
the fuck beaten out of us.
I used all of my wizard powers.
my wizard.
Yeah, Luke was almost dead, but he healed himself, and he also healed Javi, which took all of his points.
So,
I think you
all
used the
right.
med kit on me. You didn't use your
No,
powers.
I used a med kit, and then I used one of my personal power to heal myself, one of my personal power in like the fight, and then one of my personal power to fix Julie's fuck up with her medication.
Not her fault. She can't read English that well.
Okay.
No, that's fair.
Well,
But
here's an opportunity. So, Charlie, you're not going to rest at all. You're just going to stay awake.
Y'all spin around
I
in
mean,
the chair.
a short rest doesn't have to mean sleeping. It just means not doing anything really and regaining
Okay.
strength.
All
That's a
right.
good-
Okay. Well, either way, Julie, if you would like, you could potentially sing a song to boost in a few ways. You have to pick one. It's not going to involve. You can either make sure everybody gets full health, and if they go over, they can get temporary health points. You can make sure they fill up their personal power, and if they go over, they can get temporary personal power points.
That's fucking rad.
And then, or you can do a general boost to everyone in the next combat encounter. It doesn't matter if it's been 2 days or whatever. As soon as you'll get next combat encounter, everyone will get boosted and will have advantage on the first turn, potentially first 2 turns.
What do y'all think?
It's worth
Hmm.
it. Just, I don't know.
You either can do health and get people temporary health points, personal power, or temporary personal power, or you can buff them in the next combat encounter for the first up to 2 turns. It depends on how you roll for that one.
I
We
think the
haven't-
buff.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the buff.
Okay.
Okay, and it's gonna be performance.
Yes, it's gonna be performance.
Okay.
If you rolled a
Hmm.
10.
You can either take this, and it's pretty good. They'll get buffed. They'll get advantage the first turn. Or if you want to try to roll again, but if it's bad, you can just keep this one. If you just want to give another shot with a story point to try to get a little better, but this will give advantage on the first turn.
I think I'm good with just this one.
Okay, so Julie sings a literal because 10 is halfway to 20 mid song. Do you want to describe this song or do something yourself?
Shoot. Where she basically sings. She's singing in Chinese. She's just singing like some type of Chinese ballad. But like
Okay.
not it's like it's kind of good, but it's also like it could be better, you know?
Yeah, okay, I get you. Alrighty, so you'll get serenaded by Julie, and does anyone ask what that's gonna do so Julie can tell y'all potentially?
I mean, Luke
Go.
could probably ask.
in game. Oh, Oh, is it like it's like a magical effect?
Yeah, she sings, and y'all feel something come over y'all, and y'all glow for a second.
If anyone else wants to ask, I will allow them to rather than Luke.
What's happening?
Julie sang a song,
I'm
and
caught up on
we.
that. I just missed the last bit about saying something.
Yeah, if anyone wants to ask Julie, so that way,
I
in
think
character, y'all will
Charlie
know
would
that.
just be confused, like, what? She just sang a song. Like, he wouldn't ask, but he'd be like, in his head, he wouldn't say anything. He'd just be like, what the fuck? Am I in love with her? That's not good.
Like,
Brad
no.
Pitt. God. He, Javi is gonna ask like, so what was that song you sang?
Well, it is a Chinese ballad that my father used to listen to quite a bit. But also, if we have another fighting encounter, we'll have a little bit of an advantage.
Oh, so you're like the team cheerleader.
Basically, but a lot more depression.
That's fair.
Okay, so y'all are all just chilling. Julie breaks out in song. You feel something come over you, and you know that you'll have some advantages in the next fight y'all are in. How long they'll last, you don't know. In outside a game, you know, but in character, you don't know.
So like,
Fair
I
enough.
was gonna say like grid energy pom poms just appear out of nowhere and she starts singing.
I don't know why, but the Baby Raccoon song started playing in my head. Better,
I
better, better.
love that fucking meme so much.
Just
Okay,
what I pictured.
so y'all relaxed. Maybe one of y'all dozed off for a few seconds, whatever y'all are doing. Maybe y'all were just chilling over here on the fuzzy zebra couch and watching 70s TV. Maybe
That's
playing an
exactly what
arcade
Javi was doing. Watching 70s TV. What exactly did Javi see?
Beppardy,
Columbo.
not Beppardy.
No, Beppardy sucks.
How dare you insult our Lord and Savior Alex Trebek?
No, in this
I was
universe,
about to say Lord Buck. I mean,
in this universe, it's called Departy because if you win, they clear your debt.
that's
Ooh,
pretty
If
cool.
Deppardy.
if you lose, they triple it.
Jesus Christ. The person who loses is immediately just going home and shooting themselves.
I love
If they
America.
had, if they even have a home to go back to.
Y'all could even feed Carl's fish if y'all wanted to.
Oh, swim with the fishes.
Feed the fish, whatever. But anyway, so y'all relax. Y'all feeling a little bit better. Okay, so Charlie is probably thrown up from spinning in the chair for so long. Um, I don't know what Charlie did, but either way, so y'all rested, and now y'all can, if y'all want to go do something, y'all feel a little better about yourselves.
So who all was coming with to try to find Marcus?
Just Troy, nobody. He sucks.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're trying to find Marcus. Like, and I'm like, oh no.
Uh,
You realize
Troy-
leaving him like unattended is
I start
phenomenally
ignoring.
rude.
I go to Troy. Hey, so are we gonna go find Marcus and kill him together?
Charlie's down for
Killing
help
Marcus?
Marcus in his time of trouble. Mother Mary
Operation
singing words of wisdom. Let it
We Javi's just like we are a team. I guess he's gonna go with y'all.
be.
Operation Locate Big Bird.
Operation Locate Bigford. He might be on Sesame Street. We should check that first.
There's a movie about Big Bird going missing.
That's
Damn,
crazy.
crazy.
Charlie says,
Asking the cops on the street, "Where is Sesame Street?"
tell me how to get there.
Okay,
Why don't you come with
so
us, sir?
Charlie and Javi are going. Julie, are you going to uh help them find Marcus?
Yes, she is.
Okay, cool. Uh Jiraiya is gonna just hang out here for now. He kind of likes the vibe, and he said he's just gonna chill here, and if not, maybe go back to the ship. And
It's been a while since he's been on the ship.
yeah, but he's gonna chill here for a little bit, then probably go back to the ship. He's probably playing the Galaga machine, over there. We're gonna say Galaga exists now. I'm fine with that. Whatever arcade game and cabinet game is over there, it's probably just like Pong or something. But he's gonna stay here, play that for a little bit, then head back up to the ship. And Hieta is also gonna go back to the ship right
Cool.
now. So it's just
Go
gonna
back to
be
the
the
ship.
player characters. So whenever y'all ready, y'all can go up to the surface, and maybe contact Lightning Cruiser if y'all would like to drive to the cabin, or y'all can teleport. It's up to y'all.
I mean, I kind of want to drive.
Given the choice, always choose drive.
I don't think Julie's
Vroom,
been in
vroom.
LC.
Wasn't she in it whenever they went to Jackie's house?
Yes, she was.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. She was in LC. Okay. Yeah, but Luke loves his car, so I would like to drive.
So go up outside to Carl's house. You call LC. He comes down. You all hop in. You start driving, living your best life. Hair in the wind. It's all
Windows
good.
down, music playing, some I don't know, Queen song. Wait, no, this is the 70s. Yeah, Queen.
So y'all having a great time. It's fantastic. Anything y'all would like to talk about before y'all get there? Maybe like how not to jump Marcus immediately.
So
Another
we're gonna be throwing hands, right?
Incorrect.
With
Charlie.
Marcus?
Charlie's just looking out the window quietly.
Now, I assumed we were gonna go fight God, and Marcus was just an excuse. But if we're going to Marcus, I'm down.
No, yeah,
Make
no,
sure you have
so-
the bottle of pills to start shaking so we can locate him faster.
Now I gave those to Luke, but we could always use a package of M&Ms.
Yeah.
I don't think
People who work in the mental health field always look for a weakness so they can strike and destroy you from the inside. Like my therapist had back in 2013. She
Is
said
that
it was
true,
my fault my
Joe?
best friend died, and you know what? She was somewhat correct, but still, I don't think that was very professional of her.
Luke just looks absolutely mortified. Like, he doesn't have to be like looking forward like he's driving, so he's just in the driver's seat staring back at Julie like, fucking what?
What? Javi
Oh,
will
wait,
never
no,
speak
my
to a
bad.
therapist because of this.
That's the wrong date. It was 2010 when that happened.
So,
They're all the same, though.
no. Do not generalize.
I mean, look at Marcus. He was going in the mental health field. It just attracts crazy people.
No. Most people who are therapists are genuinely trying to help.
I had one
Now,
therapist that offered me cocaine.
I don't know what the fuck was going
He
on
was
in
trying to
Korea,
help, clearly.
but I don't
That
know.
was in the States. What are you talking about,
Oh,
Korea?
okay. Well, you know what? There's bad people in every field. That does not mean that, the therapists do a very important job.
Oh, I don't doubt it, but most of the ones I come across are like feral little raccoons that go after trauma and just try to get you to kill yourself. But that could
I
also
don't
just
know.
be the company I was working for.
That's probably what it was. I would assume probably that based on what little I know of the fucking weird ass company you worked for. It's probably that.
But you know what? For some reason, anytime I mention this to my English teacher, they always tend to disappear. I don't know what he did.
He probably fucking killed them.
Nah, he wouldn't do that. He was a sweetheart. He couldn't hurt a fly. Probably. I don't know. I did see him push a man off a roof, but he had information we needed, so it was okay. The man lived. He just was hospitalized for a good couple rest of his life.
Cool. Anyways, we are not fighting Marcus. I do not hope to fight, period, going into this. We just need to figure out where he is. Honestly, if we can just confirm that, oh, that's where he is, and he doesn't seem to be doing anything, then I say we just leave him the fuck alone and just let LR know. Because I don't want to cause conflict if there does not have to be. I just want to make sure he's not, I don't know, doing shit he doesn't need to. Because we already have a laundry list of shit to deal with. And I'd rather things not be added to it.
I mean, I'm just going to follow your lead because I really don't have a choice. I'm kind of like a stray dog someone picks up on the side of the road that's full of mange and other things. And at any moment, you could get rid of me because I really have nowhere else to go.
That is a terribly awful way to describe yourself.
Look me in my eyes and tell me that does not fit the description I just gave you.
I mean, you are kind of stuck with us. But
yeah, I don't
don't
have a choice. One
doesn't
wrong
mean you
move,
can't express
and I
your
can be
opinion.
murdered. I'm
We're not going
expressing
to
my
kill you.
opinion. We should kill him, but we're not going to, so.
Okay. I guess we could get close, and I guess we'll just see when we get there.
So we're fighting every therapist we encounter from now on?
No.
No, we gotta figure out their personality first before we fight them. Then we have to use their mind tricks against them.
Oh, okay. I'll follow your lead on this, Julie.
As long as they understand that we're not actually going to beat him up when we find him, then yes, we're good.
Okie
We're not
dokie.
fighting Marcus?
You know, sir, if you would probably perhaps open your ears a little bit more, maybe you would hear the fact that they are not indeed fighting Marcus.
Who the hell is talking right now?
Brick.
Brick.
God, love Brick. I really should have him talk more. He's like, I know the whole therapist thing really threw me for a loop. Wasn't Luke trying to get into the mental health field?
Medical field, sir.
Ah, medical, that's right.
What the fuck did I miss? Who the fuck is this?
Brick
It's been so long that you just forgot. Brick is the sentient mammoth power.
Oh, okay. God, Jesus, Lord.
Yeah.
So
We were talking
I think the audience at home probably needed a recap on that too.
Yeah, they probably did too.
we were talking to Juan earlier about getting Javi to talk more, so I was like, I'm just gonna voice Brick more often now.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know what to say as Brick, so I was like, I meant to tell you if you would voice him.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that from now on.
Sophisticated, some sort of British. Yeah, that's. I thought I was losing my mind. Y'all don't do that to me. Don't just drop it.
Yeah, LC just started talking. That's what he sounds.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first. I was like,
Just talking through the radio. No, nah, but we made it to where he only really talks to Javi in his head, but like if he needs to, he will openly say something to everybody.
All right, so y'all arrive. Y'all road's a bit rough, so y'all decide to just go ahead and have LC fly all over, and as he comes back around the back of the house at the cabin, and unless y'all want to roll alertness, so far y'all can't see anything.
Rolling
Yeet.
alertness.
Javi can't see shit. He takes a one step out of LC and face plants.
Shit,
Javi,
uneven ground.
Javi, you're so busy trying to remind yourself not to swing on Marcus, you just keep telling yourself that over again. Don't swing, don't swing, don't swing. And you're not even really looking around too much. It's taking all of your mental power to not fight Marcus on sight.
All right.
Luke, it seems to be about as good as it was the last time you were here. Julie, you feel like y'all are being watched, and Charlie, you also feel like y'all are being watched.
Hey guys, I think we're being watched.
Mm.
When you look this good, fool, you just gotta get used to it.
Darling, there's a lot of things about me that's good, but it sure as hell ain't my looks.
He was talking about himself.
what are you
Okay.
talking about? I think you're beautiful.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
I mean,
I
you're
think we're
not
all
unattractive, and I don't
You are,
even like.
yeah, you are an
That's
attractive woman.
that's neither here nor there. I also
Yeah.
feel like we're being watched.
Yeah. Like we'll get
Yeah.
back to this conversation later. You are pretty, but like we'll talk about this later.
We're all very good looking. Incredibly.
I don't know about that. But yeah, I think we're being watched.
I bust in through the window.
Javi Jason Voorhees through the wall.
Don't do that. Wait. Don't move. Luke, what do you think?
Like, I guess let's scan around, see if we can figure out if someone is around outside, or
Oh yeah. Here, let me. I guess I'm still kind of scared to do my aura sight.
just scan around the cabin. Don't look in the cabin, I guess, just in case he is there, because I feel like that's more likely where he is.
Okay. I activate my aura sight and I scan the area.
Okay. You're not really getting anything from the house, and nothing in like the tree lines or any of the surrounding area as far as you can tell. It depends. Are you looking at all angles, or like doing a full 360? Or are you just looking at human level, like at eye level?
No, if I don't see anything, I'd start looking all over the place, like down, up, everywhere.
So the only thing you're really getting aura sight is that you're getting animals in the trees, birds, stuff like that. Maybe some moles in the ground, stuff like that. Not really getting a person.
Guys, I'm not really getting a person. I'm just kind of seeing normal animals. But I will say this: we could be being monitored by the shield guys, like some sort of could be a technical thing that I can't see with my aura sight.
That would make sense. That maybe I don't know how they probably figured out that this was Marcus's cabin. So there might be some sort of security measure.
I could be wrong though, but let's just be cautious.
Yeah. LC, if shit seems to go south, do what you gotta.
Beep beep.
We carefully approach the back of the house.
Okay. Y'all are good.
Is there anything in the window here?
Nope, you can just see the inside. Everything looks fine.
Okay. No, don't notice any cameras or anything.
Nope.
I'm gonna try opening the door.
And the door opens up because it's not locked.
Okay.
Okay.
Walk in.
Okay.
Okay. Great attitude and thumbs against nuclear-powered lizard monster. God, basically.
Okay, let's slow down a little bit. Kind of scan the inside of the house.
I'm just gonna start looking in the rooms.
I stay out of the house and just kind of be a lookout.
Yeah,
Okay.
leave the door open though.
So y'all are looking around the house, and
Mhm.
I mean everything seems pretty okay.
Nobody here at all.
Nobody here as far as y'all can see.
Does it look like anything's been touched since the last time we were here?
No, not really.
There'd be dust then, because it's been a few weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty dusty. Although, roll me alertness.
Yeah, there we go.
There's a giant cock undusted spot.
Just a
Balls
giant cock print.
God
Basically.
damn it, Luke.
Start dusting it with my mouth.
It's dusty. Well, Hobby can see what's going on with the dust. Anyone else like to roll?
I'm rolling right now. Ooh, okay, girl.
It dust. So, Hobby, you can see that there are, with the lights off, it's kind of hard to see. But you turn the lights on, and you can see that there are dusty footprint spots on the dust on the floor where someone
Mm,
had came inside.
okay. Where are they leading to?
They're just kind of walking all over. They can
All over
lead
the
into the
place?
bedroom. They go into here. They go out the back door. They lead into this room here. When you get into this room, Javi, and you turn the lights on, there's a lot of non-dust. It's almost like every inch of this got walked over. There are things and handprints and stuff where dust objects fully, almost completely undusted, as if they were picked up. Um, Cabinets that where you can see someone turn the handle or grab the handle and opened it up, and things were moved around where objects don't have dust underneath them and there's dust missing. So someone really came in to this
Quite
room here
recently.
and really looked over everything. Um, in the bedroom, it's kind of similar, but not as bad as this room here.
That's the room with the tapestry in it, or
Yeah,
yeah,
where it was made.
the prophecy.
Hmm. I'm gonna go
I'm gonna.
inform the other two because they clearly just see dust.
Yeah, I feel like Luke probably being back in this house, he's got a really uneasy feeling, and that's distracting him
Yeah, it probably
because
is.
of because of everything.
He's just gonna like be like, "Hey, Luke, Julie, like it looks like somebody's been here recently," and he's gonna just kind of like gesture for you to come over to this room so you can see that everything's just kind of like there's a lot of spots with no dust.
It looks like someone kind of went through it. Does it look
Yeah.
like anything is anything missing?
Missing in the room. It's hard to tell. There are spots where it seems objects were, um, but you're not entirely sure if they're missing or if the original Marcus just moved them and put them somewhere else. There's like on the desk and stuff. There's a lot of non-dust, so it's hard to tell what objects are missing and what aren't. And in the cabinets, it's very similar. It's like they were rummaging through, and as they did, just like you know how like if you have something sitting on a desk long enough and you move it with the dust, there's a ring, like a circle where it was at. If it was a
Yeah,
can, it's hard to tell because a lot of the dust where the objects were sitting is gone almost, as if the
it's just been
objects are moved
disturbed
around.
so much.
Yeah, so you really can't tell if anything is missing or not.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Now we took the tapestry with us, but what about the carvings?
Oh yeah.
The carvings are still there.
Are they unmoved or have they been messed with?
They don't look dusty, and they're kind of just laying there, no longer standing up like they were. It's like someone picked them up, looked at them, and just put them back down, but didn't care about them standing up straight.
Gotcha. Okay.
What were the carvings again? Like I remember carvings, but I just don't remember what they were.
It was
They were of
similar
us, weren't
sword,
they?
a
It
cat,
was
a mammoth.
Oh,
a
that's
cat,
cool.
a mammoth, and a viper.
Can I actually pick those up?
Yeah, if you want to.
I do. Hobby really likes them.
All three of them?
Yeah, he's gonna pick up all of them.
They're about the size of mine and Joe's can cups.
Mm. Ooh. He's
Or
just gonna,
what?
They're the size of our cups we carry with
yeah,
us.
the water cups guys normally carry around.
They're like that.
Oh,
They're that tall. Maybe a little
Jeez,
wider. Maybe a little wider, but they're definitely that height.
goodness. So these are pretty fucking epic, honestly. Hobby's kind of psyched about this now.
Yeah.
okay. Um,
He's
Luke's
gonna
gonna
go put them in LC.
Luke's gonna move on to the bedroom. Is his journal there still?
It is gone.
Look, check it out. It's you, Charlie.
Do you respond to Javi saying, "Look, it's you"?
No, I'm just looking off into the woods.
He found that really weird. He's gonna go put these in the car and then come back and ask him what's up if he sees anything.
What?
Do you see anything, Charlie? Like you just kind of looking off.
No, man, I don't see anything. And did y'all find anything in there other than those cool figurines?
Not really. Just it looks like somebody's kind of been here recently.
What do you mean?
Well, it's full of dust, and there's footprints like somebody's been walking around. Stuff has been moved. Fresh marks where stuff used to be.
Who knows?
Okay. So Luke's gonna look around the bedroom to make sure it didn't just get like knocked off or like kicked under the bed. It's just like straight up gone.
It is gone.
Has the chest been fucked with?
It's about the same as when it was there last time.
Okay. Nothing else in this room has been disturbed?
No, not particularly.
Or I guess that was the chest right there.
No, the
One
chest
of
is
these.
this.
Oh, okay, so that was the chest. What was this
Yes,
again?
just like a bag, like a travel bag.
Okay. But the journal's gone.
Journal is gone. But while you're in that, but why are you were in that room, you do hear something calling to you. You hear a voice, kind of unrecognizable, more like feelings turn into words. So it's not really a voice, but something's telling you that it needs to speak to you, but it needs you to be alone.
Okay. Hey, Julie, can you go outside with the others real quick? Make sure they're all right out there.
I guess. Don't die. He
I'm
walks
fine.
out.
All right.
Luke
Now, and then
closes.
it tells you to make your way out the back door,
You mean the front door?
or the front door. It's kind of a weird setup, but yeah, the front door.
Luke quietly walks through the house, goes out the front door.
It tells you to go a bit into the tree line.
Where are you taking me?
I just need to talk to you alone.
Closes the door behind him, quietly, sort of.
So get into the tree line, and then you hear a very familiar voice. It sounds like there's something rustling in the trees, wings flapping as you hear a familiar voice. All right, now that I have you alone, I'm up here.
Luke looks up. Who is it?
Yeah. You look up, and this is what you see. It is a big red bird. Now I know you must be frightened, but it's me, Moreland.
Charlie didn't pick you up. So you're not corporeal, are you?
Technically, I am, and I'm not. But he probably saw me, he just didn't know what he was looking at. Trying to search, and within all the animals, I probably blended in pretty easily. I'm here to tell you that you're on the right track to finding Marcus, but also I've needed to talk to you for a while.
Well, you have me.
I know my friends are not in the best of spirits with y'all. I know they resent you. And I'm afraid that that resentment may grow into full rage. By the time you've come to help them, they may respectfully ask you to leave. But you can't leave. Trust me, not yet. It's not just as important to my friends and my teammates, my family, if you will. It's important because if you don't stay, there's an important moment that may shift the tide into saving Marcus. Charlie has already started to change the tide, but this moment needs to happen. If not, you can kiss saving him goodbye. Out the window. Throw it all away. You may be able to save the people he may harm in the future, But him himself, he'll die.
Will I have any idea when this moment happens?
It would be pretty obvious. And I think you've already begun to see what that moment is.
It's never clear, is it? It's always got to be cryptic.
It can't give you the answers to everything.
I know. It'd be too easy.
But even with that, we both know Marcus' story does not end there. It can't.
No?
What's important are the details.
I keep getting told that.
It's true. What is Marcus doing in that dream? Besides running to someone he doesn't know, but he does know at the same time. An old friend, but not the same. Willing to give his life to save his friend, even if she's not the exact same one he knew. Marcus can't help himself.
It's not in him.
Yes, he has to save his friends. That moment, it has to happen. Because if y'all leave before it can happen, like I said, he will not live. You and your team and everyone else that's there at that moment, you will witness your friend die. We'll probably even have to fight against him.
So we have to stay so he can save Jackie.
Yes. And there's something else. You cannot tell the team, my team, about this. You can tell your team if you can trust them to not tell Carl or Troy, Jackie. I doubt Benjamin would care, but the originals will. But I have to give this to you. So when the time comes, if you manage to save him, he'll know what to do with it.
All right.
He perches up, spreads his wings as a red form of energy, bald energy starts to form at his chest, and it levitates down as Luke cups his arms as the ball falls in, and as the energy dissipates, it is the red life force bracer.
So hold on to it until I guess the time is right to give it to him.
If he lives.
If he lives.
If you, however, do find yourself desperate and need some of the abilities the Red Falcon can give you, I don't think it's going to reject you.
I don't know if I would feel right using it.
Well, it's just a thought. Especially if Marcus does not make it. At least it would go to good use. I know my
The,
team probably wanted to bury it forever, but at least this way it can do some good.
I understand that. Why not let them know you exist still? That you're
Because
here.
I don't exist for much longer. And I do not wish to make things even worse.
Don't want them to lose you a second time.
Not so much that, but I think if I were to tell them anything that I could to help in this situation, it would only make it worse. Any attempts I would make to say anything to make sense of this. When I was alone with Jackie, She told me that the lives of those way off in the beyond are of no matter to us. What matters is us now. But Jackie could not see the bigger picture. She could not see that by potentially saving this version of myself, I could secure a victory for everyone in stopping the madman, Billy. I needed to do this. I needed to set him on that path, to cast that doubt. Jackie did not understand, and any attempts I were to make to explain it to anyone else on my team, it would just go over their heads and only make them more frustrated at you.
It's a hell of a thing to try to understand.
And also, I don't, like I said, I don't have much time. And he does a quick bird head turn. Speaking of which, my time, I cannot leave just yet. I must go. I might speak to you again if I can create distance between me and him, but until then, I must leave now, quickly. And he starts to flap his wings. If I get the chance, I will talk to you once more. But if not, if you never see me again, just know I have moved on. And he flies away.
Luke packs the bracer into his backpack carefully and just runs, like, takes his glasses off, runs a hand down his face. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Puts the glasses back on. Just goes back into the cabin. As quietly as he can through the front door.
Okay.
Makes his way back out the back.
So Luke, you make your way back out the door.
I
So
could
any-
assume based on Moreland's behavior that Marcus was quickly approaching.
Something
Probably.
like that. Someone was approaching, he didn't say.
I mean, either Marcus or someone else not wait. Are we about to have a run-in with our dear bony friend?
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Death,
Bony friend?
Skeleton?
Death
Skeletal? No.
Ranger. Death Ranger.
Oh,
Death Ranger. Can we call LR for that?
I don't know if Death Ranger would be stupid enough to show up if he knows LR's around. But anyways, yeah, Luke comes back.
So Luke, you make your way back outside.
isn't Lone Ranger on a fool's quest? Like, wouldn't the Death Ranger just beat the ever living shit out of him if he actually
Mhm.
gave him any time?
I mean, potentially.
That's all. That's how I've been seeing it. Like, Lone Ranger's just an idiot.
Lone Ranger. I need this. I fucking need.
I fucking need this. I fucking need it.
Well, from how I understood it was like even the Death Ranger is a little bit wary of LR.
I
Yeah,
never
a
caught
little
that.
Fucking
That's what
Anyway.
Big Wolf's theme song starts playing.
Oh,
But
God,
yeah,
don't do that.
so Luke comes back outside and sees everybody just kind of looking around.
Find anything?
I didn't find one thing, which was his journal.
So you did find. So you did find something though.
Well, no, I was trying to find where it might have gotten to, but it's nowhere in there. Whoever was here took it.
A lot of people knew about this cabin, and it's been a long time.
Did
Surprise.
anything interesting happen in there? It seemed to take you a while.
How long was I gone?
Like maybe like a few
5
minutes.
To Julie, that's a while.
Considering that there was nothing in there, yeah, it was kind of.
Yeah, she's like she's curious.
I guess I sort of got lost in thought for a bit. It's weird being back here.
Can Julie do an insight on Luke?
Insight. Yes.
Insight.
Go
Awesome.
ahead. My willpower is 16, so
That would just be alertness, right?
yeah. My willpower is
Give
16.
me 5 seconds. I gotta piss real quick.
Really doesn't give a fuck.
Shit! Julie got it.
Here's the thing. My alertness is like a D4. So
That's pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Julie's used to sniffing out bullshit. That's all I gotta say.
Doesn't trust anybody ever.
No,
Now, I will
that's
say
fair,
this.
and that's totally
She isn't
fair.
going to call Luke out in front of everyone. She's going to get him somewhere private to talk about what happened. But she knows he's lying about something. But she's going to confront him in person, not in a group.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Well, that's fair.
But yeah, Luke just is basically like, I guess I just got lost in thought. It's weird being back here after Marcus's death. Or Moreland's death. I don't think we're gonna find Marcus here, though.
All right. Julie. You can see right through Luke like fucking glass.
Well, she knows that he's lying about not finding something. She just doesn't know what.
You get the. You can feel like Luke just saw a ghost, basically. And he seems a bit, I guess, disturbed. Not like disturbed.
Unsettled.
Unsettled and emotionally unavailable.
Much like
Luke
Charlie.
so Luke sort of has this look about it, which is why he said it's weird being back here after Moreland's death. That's what he's trying to chalk it up to. Is like he does sort of look like he's seen a ghost, and he's not necessarily disturbed. He is just a little bit unsettled, and there's like a hint of concern under there somewhere.
Well, I guess that means this was an Aaron's fool then.
Fool's errand, you mean?
Chinese, she says things backwards.
Especially in English.
Luke shrugs.
Sorry, my brain translated that backwards and forwards.
Quick reason for that.
It happens.
In Chinese, she says, something ain't right here. I'll get to the bottom of it, though.
Okay. So are y'all done?
Can Luke roll alertness, like kind of scan around on the way back to LC, since Moreland flew off in a hurry?
Well, you can all stop moving your tokens because y'all can't move anymore.
I knew it!
I never
Even me? Even I?
Yep, you're stuck.
No,
You're about to have a trip.
especially you.
You're about to have a
God.
fucking trip.
I'm scared because Julie's died. Nah.
So the only person that can still move is Charlie.
God damn it! It's the Death Ranger. We're fucked.
He just got that shit. He was like, "Aha!" And then it was like, "Charlie can move." Fuck.
Charlie is Charlie
Wait,
gonna car?
wait. Are you sure Charlie can move now that he's seen what he's seen and has killed 2 people?
Yes, maybe there's more to it than just seeing death. Maybe something about Charlie or Charlie's powers are keeping him able to move.
Oh, okay.
So, Charlie, let's see your teammates moving in front of you as looking around as eventually they would just stop.
Charlie's like immediately has like a PTSD flashback to that first time, and he's like frozen inside emotionally.
Everything
Like
gets.
my heartbeat is like pumping through my ears, like I feel it.
You can see your breath. Everything gets cold, and a new detail. everything, all the color, not black and white, but every color is colder, as in as like a cooler version of it. Like, not some of these colors are warm. It's like the saturation is getting drained, but not enough to make it black and white. As everything gets cold, and you can see your breath, your heart, you can feel it through your body as your friends are frozen. Yet again, everyone that's frozen, very quick update since Lila wasn't here. You are aware. You can see things, you can hear things, you can move your eyes to a degree, but you cannot move your body or say anything.
Yeah. Luke knows exactly what this is. The second he stopped moving, he was like, fuck.
Unless you're Javi and the want to shit yourself is so fierce that you end up still shitting yourself. JK.
Can
But could you imagine just like sitting there and like not know what's going on? You just hear like someone like decimate their pants.
Charlie's done it when he was 50 feet tall.
That's true.
That's
But
true.
anyway, Charlie, as
can
you
I
go around and
can I
you
roll alertness for Julie so she can try and figure out what's going on? Like she
you
can't move
cannot.
anything. I
I'm
understand
gonna
that.
I'm
No.
gonna walk I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna whisper it's gonna be okay to each of them.
Oh god.
Yeah, but Julie, none of the other players can make any rolls except for Charlie. And
Ah, okay.
as if it's in an echo chamber, it's very loud. You hear the loud steps of someone walking on the wooden floor of the cabin, ever so slow, as if it's intentionally trying to make you shit your pants. And Charlie, you can hear this, and it's heading up to this door. Is Charlie going to do anything before? Oh, it's going to say whatever this is, but we all know what it is. Before the Death Ranger comes through the door, is there anything Charlie wants to do? This is your last chance.
Charlie is holding Luke's hand.
I was like, damn, I was really hoping you'd be like, I'm calling LR. I really wanted to see that interaction.
LR's
So-
fine.
So the door creaks open as we all know who does steps out, still looking like a ranger suit thrown over a skeleton
Cool as
as
shit.
he steps down.
That looks so familiar.
And as his head turns, you can hear the bones cracking and grinding against each other. His mouth ever so slightly opens, and in between the teeth, it's just the sigh of a. And you can see like the heat coming out of it through the cold air as he starts slowly walking this way, stopping at Javi. Javi, you can hear the sniffing. I've smelt you before. You're not what I smell. Still reeking the death of your brother. No changes. He sniffs again, but a hint of power and progression. Something on you is going to abuse you, take advantage of you, and make you its puppet for its unyielding rage and evil. I'd watch yourself. Power like that always comes at a cost. Trust me when I say that. He walks around Javi. He gets up here to Julie. He just takes a big sniff.
The hell?
He takes a big sniff. That's it. That's what I was smelling.
Oh shit.
This horrendous odor. Not from this world. No. He takes a different sniff. Not from my. Well, isn't this interesting? I always wondered what would happen if I encountered one of your kind. You still froze. I guess this power works on everyone. He walks around to get a good look at you. Puts his yet again, it's like a glove, a cloth glove, just like dripped over bones, even some holes in the glove as you can see, just the straight bone in this motherfucker as he is dead front in the center of your eyes. He grabs and you were already cold, but this shit's fucking cold. He touches you and it's just like touching ice. He's that fucking cold as he touches your face, tilts your head over and around, looking you over, and then he points you directly, grabs more of your face and pulls your head closer as your body starts to tilt forward. And he whispers, "Now look into my eyes." And just the beady white dots lurking into the background of his eyes as he starts to sap some of your more interesting memories, the really interesting ones.
Oh.
As he starts to go into it, not only did you lose people close to you, you also suffered some losses yourself. Love, but not just any love, a special kind of love, the one worth living for. But when that love is lost, it's worth dying for. He takes a big, deep, long, like inhale. You can feel like as if it's you're getting pulled. A part of you is getting pulled through his nose as he inhales deeply, and then he stops. This has been a very interesting moment. I hope I get to see you again. I hope I get to pull more from you. Such a great feeling. This is why I do what I do. And then he lets you go, and you like you're being just like a magnet. You're being snapped back into the position you were in when you got frozen. He steps over here. Where are you, child? I know you're here.
Oh, I'm not hiding. I'm just sitting under the tree.
I still find it so intriguing.
You're talking to me?
You've seen death now, and yet, even then, you can still move. Before I couldn't see you. I didn't even know you were there. That purity has been lost to you. Eventually, you'll be just like them.
Kind of got my head down, and I'm just listening to him.
I wonder, though, how much have you seen? Can I touch you? He reaches his hand out to touch you.
I hold my hand out for him.
It just goes straight. Y'all just go straight through each other.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I've never met anyone like you. Please. And he kind of stops. And then he kind of looks at you, like in your general direction, and you see the white beadiness of his eyes as he stares into you. Interesting. Even after you, I think I'll let you sit with that. And he just walks away. He turns, he walks, and you, never ever truly leaving my sight, always watching, waiting for the inevitable. You had to know I was coming soon. You had to know I'd wind up here. And yet, you continue on the path to try to find redemption. You're confused, hurt, not quite sure what you should do. But a glimpse has been brought, thanks to your friend, that redemption, saving, helping, all of it might be possible. But will it? I wonder. What do you know? After all this time, I would say that I am upset. But I guess people change all the time. And maybe, just maybe, you really don't remember me.
What?
And he's going to start to walk off slowly into the woods. Until he gets out of sight and does that dash he does where he just instantly is gone. Doesn't teleport. You can just see that he moves very, very quickly. And as soon as he does, the color starts to come back and everyone can move again.
Luke drops.
Julie's gonna vomit.
Javi, are you good?
He's still shaken, but like not as badly as he was the first time. So he's in the grand scheme of things, he's pretty okay.
Luke's on the ground, and Julie's vomiting.
She's also mumbling in Korean.
Is everybody okay? Julie, what did he pull from you, or how do you feel right now?
She's mumbling in Korean, and you notice that she's sweating a lot. And in Korean, even though y'all don't know what she's saying, she's literally saying, "I cannot breathe. I cannot breathe." And you notice that she's also grabbing at like the collar of her shirt.
I've heard that before in Korean.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that with that information, Charlie?
Is that okay? Does that make sense for my character?
Is it from your mom, who's Asian?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, then yes, it does.
I'm gonna say, guys, Julie's saying she can't breathe.
Luke kind of just on his knees still turns around, kind of crawls over to her. Is she hyperventilating?
Yes, she's hyperventilating. She's like grabbing at her like her chest, her collar. She cannot breathe for the life of her, and she's just like repeating. She's freaking out. There's like tears coming out of her eyes.
I know Luke's got like a medically healing power, but could I try to do like how when I touched stuff in Marcus's aura, can I try to tap into what that felt like and almost push like a positive light into Julie?
You also have Tabby.
We'll do a willpower kind of thing. Since your smarts is a 3 and your willpower is a 13, I'll let you roll. Just click on like alertness and change it to a D4. So because I always round up when it comes to that when I'm trying to roll something like willpower, and your smarts is a 3. So roll me a D4, and it has to beat a 13.
There we go.
Hey, all right. So you successfully do it.
I don't know what I like. I'm just putting positivity into her, like almost like the opposite of a death touch, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. So, Julie, as you're panicking and you can't breathe, you start to feel this calmness come within your mind, your body, and you just start to relax very easily as your breathing comes back to you. It's very slow, it's nicely paced, and you just start to feel better. You're starting to calm down at a lot better, faster rate. but it's, you're just feeling more relaxed about everything. You're feeling, like I said, you're just generally feeling a lot better than you were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luke is going to like kind of along with that, seeing that she's calming down, he is at least gonna like kind of wave his hand in front of her face to get her to look at him.
Julie looks over at Luke when he does that.
Okay. He sees that she's calming down, but he's just like, match my breathing. Match my breathing. And like he sort of does the little like relaxation thing that he's done with Charlie and Javi before, where he gets them to like breathe in deep through nose, out deep through mouth, like just matching with him. And he's got his hands like on his knees in front of him. If she wants to hold them, they're there, but he's just kind of got them there. And he's
Alright,
maintaining eye contact.
Alright, so she's matching his breathing, but she is not gonna touch him. So
That's fine.
Yeah, she's coming down from it.
He also said something about you recognizing him, Luke.
I don't know. Luke sort of like leans back, like he was kind of like on his like leaning forward towards Julie to make sure she's okay, but he sort of leans back on his heels, from the position that he's in. He's just, I don't know. He
also admitted that it might be possible to save Marcus. You heard that, right?
Yes, I heard that.
Is everybody okay? Tabby, check everybody.
I just have one question. What the fuck was that?
That was the Death Ranger.
That's lovely. That's lovely. That's great. Fuck, I need a drink.
He visits those who have experienced extreme loss, almost feeds on it. That's what he was doing. He's also been a recurring visitor in my dreams, which is...
Oh, so he also visits you in your sleep? That's lovely.
Me specifically, due to... I get visions. They mostly come in the form of dreams, and he intrudes on them.
I see that. That is something. That is something.
Luke's pacing. He's pulling out a cigarette.
Charlie
have
pulls
one,
out a
Luke?
candy cigarette and eats it.
Luke hands her one.
Javi
Lights
pulls
it.
a bottle of tequila out of his pocket.
You do not.
I know.
Pulls the white
He
dino.
pulls it. He pulls the white Dinomorph out
Just to feel something.
just to feel something.
Roll
J-Man,
for I fucking
I'm
dare
rolling
you.
a, I'm rolling a D20 for this
I don't-
transformation.
I don't know what he was warning me about, but at least I still got you.
Oh wow.
What did
I
you
hate
roll?
it.
Hold on.
No, I was bit rolling.
Uh,
I was
No,
like,
no.
J-Man, I'm rolling a D20 for this white dino transformation.
you still rolled a d4.
Yeah,
Still a
that's
4,
Still a 4
which is
somehow.
hilarious.
seriously shocking.
God,
But yeah,
this game
Luke
just
was
wants you to fucking roll a 4.
Yeah, it just wants me to
Obviously,
max it out as soon as possible.
They want Javi to be the main villain.
But yeah, after Julie has her cigarette and it's lit, he goes back to pacing in front of Elsie. Not this fast, obviously, but just kind of muttering to himself, cigarette hanging out the side of his mouth.
Such a death rage. And
Julie's smoking a cigarette, having like the 1,000-yard stare into the
God.
distance.
is everybody okay with the fact that I didn't try anything? We all are aware that that's the Death Ranger, right? Like, nobody's mad at me for not swinging on him or screaming or anything.
Well,
I feel like, I don't know,
even
I know.
if you could, we learned that you can't touch him still.
Yeah.
but now he
Just-
can see you.
Yeah, that's not.
I thought that was really interesting. The fact that he could see Charlie now. He's like he's no longer pure.
Also, the fact that he was gonna say something, he said, "No, I'm just going to leave you with that,"
Yeah.
even after you. No,
Yeah, even after you. Wait, no, I'm gonna
Just-
let you leave with that.
I'm gonna leave you with that.
Maybe, just maybe, you really don't recognize me. You really don't.
Where?
All right.
What did he mean by my kind?
Yeah. Death
Is he
Ranger
racist?
racist?
I think-
Is it because I'm Korean
Yeah.
and Chinese mix?
I think he meant because you're from the Sentai verse.
He hasn't talked to Jiraiya or Hayakawa yet, so you're the first person from another multiverse, not just another dimension, but a completely other
So
library. If we're all a bunch of books in a library, you're from another library.
I don't like that. I don't know. I don't know about that.
trust
I
me,
don't know
libraries
about
don't
that.
either.
We're all movies in a blockbuster. You're from Hollywood Video.
Julie just
So-
mumbling in Korean. Oh, okay. So we got this shit going on too. Okay.
Hold on, I gotta get rid of this token because it doesn't
So-
have it.
So just to be clear, Charlie doesn't speak Korean, but he understands certain Korean phrases that he has heard in a panic.
Okay. But everybody's gotten in their mind what he said to each of them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part.
Yeah. Yep.
Luke
Alright.
hasn't seen him in
Yeah.
his dreams in a minute, huh?
No, not since the whole.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Well, for us, but in game, it's been like I don't know, like a few days.
I would say a week, because we've slept quite a few times before.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's been about a week since Luke's seen him in his dreams.
Oops.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab the
But-
emergency Garfunkel out of LC.
There is not an emergency Garfunkel in LC.
Yes, there is. We've all agreed on it that it's
We
canon.
all agreed about on it except for you, so
Luke doesn't know it's there.
he's
Someone
just gonna
put it
pull
in
it out.
there.
Yeah, he's gonna pull it out. Just sit
It's
there for a minute with it.
It's a Gazorpa field.
Extra hands on his head.
Yeah,
No, it's a Garfunkel.
cool.
It's a Garfunkel, but he's more like red than orange.
He's like a burnt orange.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
And-
Anyways, is there anything else y'all would like to talk about while y'all were here, or
When was that
You
wedding
leave-
scheduled, by the way?
On
already said that.
Thanksgiving.
Okay, we had this talk already. I think I remember hearing about that.
We have a week.
Yeah, it's in about a little over a week.
We need to talk to Kira about it.
So are we time skipping? No, please. Good.
if we did time skip, we'd have to stop on Monday night for wrestling.
Wait, what's today?
So Thursday is the 28th, and it's currently the 19th. So if we go back by a week, the 21st would be a Thursday.
It's
21st
just
is a Thursday. 20th is a Wednesday. It's Tuesday.
Oh, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, that lines up because the whole wrestling thing, like the whole Marcus and
Troy thing, yeah.
Troy thing, happened literally last night. It's just a lot's
Alright,
happened in between
motherfuckers.
then.
That doesn't.
Or maybe
Jesus.
it hasn't. Maybe it
No.
wasn't. No, it's not
We had
been
to
just
talk
last
to
night.
Emil. We talked to
That's-
Emil and everything.
So it's probably Wednesday now.
It's the 20th. It's the 20th.
The 20th,
Yeah.
yes. Anyways, so we are done here. Where are y'all going to go next?
To the car.
No shit. You know what? No shit. Where y'all going in the car?
To the mall.
So get some R&R. Let's just actually just explore the mall for a bit. See what the 70s mall is like.
No,
that sounds
okay.
fun, honestly.
So the
I
Death
mean-
Ranger is here in the 70s. So do we need to do anything? Do we need to contact Lone Ranger?
Oh, we can
I-
update him. Tell him that the Death Ranger found us again.
I don't know if
Well, we know that LR was looking for him, so we could just be like, "Oh yeah, we encountered the Death Ranger while we were out." You
He's
what?
Yeah, he's probably gonna get real pissed.
Okay, so what are y'all gonna do? Because y'all didn't find Marcus. The only thing that anyone learned is basically that Marcus is somewhere. I mean, it was hinted at where Marcus is if Joe was able to catch it.
There was a lot happening during that whole conversation.
You can just say you didn't. It's fine. I
Right,
miss a lot of stuff.
I mean, if Joe or Luke can put it together, y'all will immediately know where Marcus is.
Oops.
I also think I pretty much just said it out loud where Marcus is.
Did you?
All right, can you repeat for us what we said? I didn't hear it because I stepped away.
Worried
you
that
to
Life
think-
Force team may hate us, but we can't leave. We have to stay until Marcus gets that chance to
That
save
chance.
Jackie.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so he's
From
trying to go
Ross.
for Jackie?
Is he gonna try and save Jackie?
What did Marcus also say? He can't help it. He's going to save his friends, even if they aren't the exact versions of themselves.
So
Damn,
Wherever Jackie is.
hamster wheel in Joe's head right now is working overtime.
but cause we done.
We're still. We don't know where
all
Jackie.
the answers.
Yeah, we don't know where Jackie is still, right?
Yeah, we don't know where she
but
is.
you know where Marcus is. Now you know
Do-
where Marcus probably is.
Okay. Wait, couldn't
Which
we track
is-
Marcus? Wait. Didn't we?
At the Lovic?
Uh,
Is that where he is?
No. Okay, so y'all know where Marcus is, but so y'all know Marcus. Luke can put it together that Marcus is wherever Jackie is because that's where Marcus went.
okay.
Okay.
But
Well, yeah.
now we just need to find out where the fuck Jackie is.
Hang on. We're all stupid. We're all stupid. Luke's gonna try to call Marcus.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey.
Did he answer?
Nothing. You get nothing. So far. So far you're not getting anything.
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm guessing you probably went after Jackie. And we're trying to get to her too. So, if you could maybe let us know where y'all are so we could try to help.
Marcus would never admit that he needs our help.
I know, but
Probably not, but you're still not getting anything.
just nothing. Okay.
Yep.
Damn it.
And we don't have a way of pinging him, do we?
If LR did, you think he didn't try that?
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. LR would have already tried.
God.
Well, Hayakawa was helping him, and we didn't. Carl's trackers inside of Jackie that didn't come up with anything.
How long has it been since Hayakawa was left with LR?
Well,
A few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a few hours.
They got blockers on the raft.
Or wherever
if she's
they
at
are.
the raft. Y'all are in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can either, because now it's probably late afternoon. So there are a few things y'all can do, or y'all can just go back to the ship, sleep for the night, and maybe you hear something in the morning. But it's up to y'all.
I say we go back to the ship and sleep for a little bit.
Why is Julie resting all of a sudden?
Yeah. I was gonna say, why don't we just take the town by storm? We haven't had a day off in a while, or if we do, it's always interrupted by something.
Every time we try to take a day off, shit hits the fan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why don't we actually just try to take a day off?
Just wants to go and ask some questions to certain people about what the fuck just happened.
No, that's
mainly
fair.
like Jiraiya or
Orion.
Hayakawa or Orion to see what the fuck is happening.
Oh, this is gonna be like what happened when Luke talked to Orion, because literally whenever we first met the Death Ranger, Luke stormed up to him and was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Who the fuck was that? Why didn't you tell us about that?
Like, Luke was pissed.
Yeah, that was.
So is Julie gonna do the same thing and just storm into Ryan's room and then?
No, because it wouldn't really have been Orion's responsibility to tell her that. It'd kind of be anyone on the ship who knew about it. So it would have been nice and handy if Orion informed her, since he knows her background.
I mean, to be fair, none of us really thought about that because we didn't really think he'd show up.
Yeah, but
Especially with the Lone Ranger around.
Yeah, Julie's gonna have some conversations.
Yeah. We can
Okay,
go
so-
back to the ship.
Back to the ship.
I say next time we just call LR so he could show up here.
You
Show up
couldn't
next-
move.
I know, but Charlie could.
That's true.
What's Charlie supposed to do? Call LR without him seeing it and then like be like, hey.
I actually considered that. That was like one of my first thoughts, and I was like, I better not.
And it's just like, hey, you talk to your dad. You gotta have a good relationship, Death Ranger, with your dad.
Fuck you. No, not only that, but like, Charlie hasn't been made privy to the "you gotta help me get to the Death Ranger" thing.
That's right. It's only Luke.
So
Luke hasn't exactly had the opportunity to bring that up. Really, there's been a lot happening.
yeah. So I mean, it's justified that I didn't call him. Just leave it. Don't get mad.
Yeah.
Justified on DVD.
Featuring that really hot ghoul from the Fallout TV show.
That's Boyd Crowder.
God, love Coop.
Love Walton Goggins.
All right, so y'all teleport back
on my Goggins. No, what?
Y'all teleport back on the ship.
Julie is immediately going to seek out Orion.
How do you go about this? Do you storm to his bedroom, or what do you do? Actually,
She's gonna ask Allie.
shouldn't y'all as a team talk to Orion about this?
I don't give a fuck. I ain't talking to Orion.
Just like
I'll
on
go to-
intercom, Charlie, to my room now.
Damn it. I'll go to make sure nobody abuses him.
Okay. So y'all teleport back on the ship.
I think Julie wants to talk privately to him.
Yeah, Julie wants to talk privately.
Okay.
Yo.
Because she's going to be bringing up some stuff she doesn't want the team members to know about.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And the only reason she's talking to Orion is because Orion already knows it. Because he already snooped in her brain to make sure she wouldn't die.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay,
yeah.
so
she's going to ask Allie if if Orion is available to talk.
Let me double check. And she blips away for about a minute. And then she blips in. Says, he's asleep right now.
Can you tell him it's a little bit urgent?
Wake his ass up. We gotta win tomorrow.
How urgent is it? What happened?
The Death Ranger came.
All right, I'll do my best. Yeah, I'll try to get him up. And she blips away.
Cuts to Orion's room, and she's just Tinkerbell stomping on his head again. Wake!
Wake up! Wake up!
Julie's just biting at her nails while she waits.
She blips in, and she says, "Okay, well, he's waking up, and he said to give him a moment."
All right.
He was wanting to know who's all going to be a part of this conversation.
Just me and him.
So no one else was affected by the Death Ranger?
Oh, I'm sure they were, but I have some questions for them.
I'm eating a toaster tart. I'm like, I'm good.
Okay, well, fair enough. I'll let you know
Luke?
whenever he's ready.
Luke has his face pressed into Commodie again. Like he found wherever the cat was and just face to Fluff. And from muffled Fluff, he's just like, I want to talk to you too, but I could talk to you after Julie.
What the heck?
I don't know if you could hear that.
Yeah, I want to talk to him too, but I'll wait until after Julie or something like that.
Yeah.
Jiraiya's just kind of here and is kind of puzzled.
Javi's just gonna go hang out with Bubbles.
He said,
Jiraiya, as Julie waits for Orion, Jiraiya's just like, the fuck is a Death Ranger?
You don't want to know.
Luke will look up from Commodie and look over at Jiraiya. He's basically like the Grim Reaper. You don't want to meet him. He visits people who have been affected greatly by death and loss, and he basically like feeds off of their grief. It's relatively unpleasant. And
But he
just
also
face back into the cat.
It's very unpleasant.
He
Very.
also kind of just gives like messages in a really scary, dark way.
Yeah, he has some cryptic shit to say. Also, he won't fucking get out of my head.
Lives there rent free.
Okay. If I had known that was gonna happen, I would have went with you guys. But
You couldn't have done anything to help.
I'm gonna talk through Tabby, and I sound exactly the same. Hey guys, check me out. Talking into my cat.
Just like Luke.
Julie's starting to eye the liquor cabinet.
That cure wasn't good enough.
just Orion, I'll do it again.
The Death Ranger is the anti-cure.
She
Anyway.
hasn't done anything, but she is honest. Like, you know what? Maybe.
Just maybe.
So Allie does pop up. She's like, "Okay, Julie, he's ready to talk to you."
All right. Where's he located at?
Upstairs in his bedroom
All right.
/ captain's quarters.
Woke
You know.
up.
Okay.
Ran to the room.
You gonna start heading up there?
Walks in, nothing but cat cock.
Oh God.
Just really, you know, I thought my company would have done this, but I guess like it's just.
Julie's just like,
Julie's just like, no matter where I go, like, God.
Smells awful. It's pungent.
Bungie.
I can smell it from here. It's that Family Guy line where it's like, guess that animal's genitals, and it's like, oh, it looks like some sort of mountain lion. And he calls him Dad. He's like, Dad, I'm on a game show. What kind of animal's genitals looks like? And he's like, what? Who's calling? Go back to bed. You're upsetting your mother.
Okay.
Hieda's getting dinner ready since Hayakawa was not here.
I'm gonna help her.
All right.
That'll be my chance to ask about the wedding.
Okay, we'll get to that after the talk with Orion.
Yeah.
At first, my brain was like the cock with Orion. I was like, what?
Anyway, so Julie, you go upstairs and the door is open.
Hello?
You hear the footsteps coming around the corner of the bedroom as you see the giant cat man wearing basically just like casual, like comfy pants as he comes around the corner. As he lets out a big cat yawn, sound like a tiger yawning. You wish to speak to me about the Death Ranger.
Yeah. How normal is it for him to sniff up someone like a dog with a fucking bone and then say, you're not like the others? And then pulls at memories and all that fun stuff. How normal is that?
Well, the man that was the Death Ranger was known as Sparrow or Spark. His culture did not have death. They were basically immortal beings. They procreated very sparingly because, yet again, immortal. Until they started the initiative of spanning outward across the entire universe, it became less important. They wanted to observe other cultures. He became obsessed with death when one of his fellow Omega Rangers died in front of him. It shattered his mind and he became obsessed with it. If this is that same man, it only makes sense. But something's different. He does not appear to be a man in a suit, but more than a skeleton. A human skeleton at that, which is very interesting because he isn't human. Him sniffing you and saying you are different and not like the others is probably because you died, basically.
Yeah, I died 3 times. What?
Exactly. It's a lot for him to feed off of, not just the death of others, but the death of oneself, even if brought back to life, changes a person.
Is
He
there
was
any way, like anything I can do to where this won't happen again?
no, unfortunately. Surprisingly, I figured you would have been able to move, considering everything, but not being from this universe, multiverse, but maybe it's the stench of your death is so strong, he locks you in place. As I recall, last time Charlie was nothing to him. He couldn't see Charlie on his radar. But you, it's either what you've been through or it doesn't matter, regardless of where you're from. If you have seen or experienced death, even from death of yourself, you will be held in place because that's what he controls. Death.
So you're telling me that no matter what type of encounter I have with this thing, it will always affect me. And there's no way for me to protect myself against them.
Not that we've seen. That's his whole purpose. From what I understand in the rumors throughout the multiverse, a version of Sparrow wanted to be death so bad that he was given it by the grid. Changed. Ultimate power, but at the cost of always being in servitude to the grid. And from what I understand, he is very aware of his predicament. Very self aware, but unable to do anything. But at least he got what he wanted.
Basically, you're saying he's in his own personal hell right now.
Yes, but yet again, the skeleton that he is, does not line up with his race. Maybe it just changed him that way for a reason. Or maybe it's not even him.
I mean,
But
we are in the multiverse. Couldn't it be a possibility that it's a different person?
it is very possible. But so far, in most instances, Sparrow is always the one to become the Death Ranger, at the expense of one of his teammates and the Omega Rangers dying, if not most of them. Not having a culture that perceives death when they don't die, it could break somebody. But you are right. But there are no rumors leading to his true identity, leading most to believe it's that same guy.
Hmm.
Maybe ask the Lone Ranger. If he's been following him as long as the legends say he has, maybe he knows. Or maybe he has something that he can use. If the legends of the Lone Ranger is true, he is coded in death. There'd be no possibility for him to be able to move. And yet, There are rumors they have encountered each other before, but the Lone Ranger didn't win. And yet he's still alive.
Hmm. Does that mean, because you said that when Charlie was there, he wasn't affected? What about Aikawa and Jiraiya?
They weren't there the last time that the team encountered the Death Ranger, so I have no idea.
Well, I guess that is what it is then.
Is that all you needed from me about the Death Ranger?
Yes.
All right, now
That's
we can move on to the next subject.
what next subject? I don't think I've done anything to inquire your wrath.
It's more of a warning. The medicine we provide on this ship and the liquor. Well, let's stay to the medicine first. The medicine is used to help and heal those and stop issues. The liquor is for fun times to be had with adults if they choose to sit back and relax. I do myself enjoy a good ale from time to time, but there will be no such substance abuse on my ship.
Alright, so that was an accident. I know 3 languages: Mandarin, Korean, and English. Out of these 3 languages, I am proficient in reading, writing, and speaking. However, one of the 3 languages, I am not that great at reading because they cut off the education level to 3rd grade for the reading prompt. English is that language. I thought the bottle said to take 4, and that's why I did. And whenever I realized I messed up, I immediately notified Luke, and I was going to stay back in case they want to do anything. Because I was not going to endanger anyone because I was incapacitated.
Fair enough. But just remember that, just in case.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do anything.
I am just making sure.
Alright. Well, that was fun. That was great. Good to know. I'm going to go ahead and probably watch this day away and probably have some night terrors. You know, the usual.
I can help with that. Well, not I can help with that. Dulcinea can help with that.
Yeah, I don't trust y'all, be honest, to wiggle around in my brain, especially with the day I just had. No offense. Kind of having a Death Ranger kind of sniff you around like a horny dog kind of doesn't instill the want to be touched or messed around with.
She doesn't wiggle around in your brain. It's her presence. It's like what is the thing? A dream catcher, except it actually works.
I'm good.
I just thought I would offer.
I appreciate the offer, but today's just been a day and I don't really want to be around anyone right now.
Understandable. Just remember, if you ever do get tired of it, sleeping in the bed inside of her chamber, it will work.
Alright. Copy that, Captain. She walks out.
He goes and sits in his chair just a long sigh. This is. Oh man, this world has been a trip. I'm so tired. And then he just turns to his console. All right, real quick, we're gonna jump to Charlie and Hiya in the kitchen. Is anyone else gonna try to help cook? I'm surprised Luke isn't down here.
I mean, if Luke realized that Charlie was going to go to the kitchen, he would have extracted himself from Commodity's very comforting fluff.
Okay.
What, you don't trust my cooking? We're having nachos again.
Javi actually is going to be down there with them as well.
Javi's a good cook.
Everybody's
Yes.
hanging out in the kitchen. Okay. Hell yeah.
He's like, you know what? This could need some monster flesh.
Unless James wanted this to be a private conversation.
Right.
That's true.
Unless.
How would you know that? You would just do what you would do, right?
But I am asking out of character to allow you the chance to tell us you don't want us down here.
No, it's not a big deal.
Okay. We're
But
kitchen.
if it is to her, then I don't know.
I assumed she could let you know and you'd tell us.
Yeah, but if everybody's in the room, she might not tell me the things. I don't know. It shouldn't be that big a deal. From what I've gathered from what I've asked her in the past, it's not a big deal to her.
Okay. So who's all down here?
Everybody in the club that gets terpsy.
Okay. I see y'all are down here. Y'all are cooking dinner. And it's just she's not gonna be fancy like Hayakawa is. Just doing some simple stuff. I think she's probably gonna be making like a nice soup, a little bit of
Ooh.
everything. Got some meat in there, some vegetables. Trying to keep it simple. She's very nervous, trying not to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Luke.
Is she the kind of person that's like, if she's doing something in the kitchen, she doesn't want anybody around her, or does she actually need help?
No, she's very welcome to the help.
Okay, and I'm doing whatever I can to help her.
Okay, so everyone starts to gather in the kitchen, from what I can see. So, whenever you're ready, Charlie, you can start asking her whatever it is this conversation's gonna go.
Do you know anything about your real dad?
It's complicated. I mean, he's on the ship, but it's just kind of. I don't want to use the term, but I think I was just a fuck it, we ball. I don't think because they like, but it's weird. The whole relationships on that ship were really weird. Not standard stuff. Not the stuff I'm seeing on any of the movies or the TV shows or the culture research I'm doing, which makes me realize I had a worse childhood than I already thought I did. But I mean, I guess it made me tougher, stronger. I didn't
Resilient.
really. Yeah, that's the word. I didn't really learn a lot of skills though, besides basic cleaning and archery and helping fight people. Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of a thing. But if you're asking about this, well, I mean, he's there. Not really talk to him that much. He's just one of the higher up generals. And like I said, I think it was just you want to see what happens, and then out I came.
Have you been liking the research about our customs with love? I mean, I don't know. So Charlie, out of character. Charlie's trying to ask if she's going to be like nonchalant about the fact that they're boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, is she just going to be like, "Oh yeah, you're my boyfriend," and then she just leaves and goes and does whatever? Because so he doesn't know how to say that. So I'm just letting y'all know. Charting and going back into character. So what do you think about the movies and stuff that you've watched about like, what do you think that our way of boyfriends and girlfriends is dumb, or like family and relationships, or do you think that maybe we figured it out a little bit? I don't know.
No.
Anyway, so he had incited what you just said, which she successfully did it. So she knows that she can feel that you're worried that she's going to be cold and disconnected, potentially.
He hasn't been, but
Yeah.
just hearing about the way she is with her mom and her dad, and it's like, well, how would you feel about a boyfriend? Like.
So she kind of stops what she's doing and she just kind of looks your way. She's like, "It's a lot of fun. It's not just let's make a kid. It's about caring, communication, enjoying time together, doing stuff, actually being in a relationship." Yet again, one of those things when I started to research, I quickly realized that, man, I just did not have a good childhood. But that's okay. Life doesn't always happen when you want it to, but when life does happen, You enjoy it. It's one of those things I didn't realize that I wanted until I started to actually have it. And she kind of looks around at everyone, and she's just like this. We're all just in here. We're cooking. It's nice. Luke is chopping vegetables, and I think Javi just ate an onion raw. Concerning.
He, I think, was trying to get rid of the onion because it was making me cry. But the point is, you're welcome here, and we want you here, and we're glad that you're here. We're glad you're here.
And that's one of the things that surprised me the most. I mean, well, until I saw Orion naked for the first time, unless you don't count that as naked.
You what?
Well, he was tall, and
That
I
son of
didn't
a bitch! I'll kill him.
I didn't know he was a giant tiger man.
Oh yeah. Hey, the first time I saw that he was trying to kill me. It was a digital version of him.
Then now it's Yellowstone. He what?
He what? Got the bass in her voice out of nowhere. He what?
What, motherfucker?
But
But,
yeah, she's like, so before that, I didn't know how it was going to be accepted, and I still have a tendency to stick around in my human form because I don't want anyone here to look at me weird. But seeing that, I don't know. Maybe I
Yeah,
well,
go to your normal. You're good.
whatever you're most comfortable in is
Absolutely,
what's
whatever
important.
you're most comfortable.
Javi's still eating the onion. Just holds a thumb up.
so
Luke just kind of like
she's,
pats Javi's arm, like, stop it.
she's gonna do her Wonder Woman spin, and except she still has the apron on that she had on when she was cooking. That's the only thing that stayed.
Oh yeah.
So
Javi. Fucking Charlie's just like, I need you guys to leave the room.
But no.
Charlie's literally the fucking Magneto meme. I prefer the real Hieta perfection.
But
So she does her spin and everything, and she seems really happy.
Luke is gonna pipe up as he's like continuing to chop veggies. Family isn't always who you're born into or who you're related to. Family is the people that you choose to let into your weird little world who care about you and love you for who you are. So, family's what you make it, pretty much.
Oh no, home is where you make it.
Home is where you make it.
I'd like to see him naked. That doesn't help me much, but okay.
I think I heard the term. I think I saw it in the library. I think it's called found family.
That sounds about right.
Jiraiya's just like back there trying not to cry as he talks. Just like, yeah, my I want to say my real family was my team that I was with when I showed up to America. Man, I couldn't speak a lot of Japanese. It was difficult at first, but I eventually got it fully down, and I missed them a lot, and I still have hope that we'll find them.
We're gonna do our best to try.
But for now, you guys are pretty cool, especially you, Charlie. I mean, come on, just you'll grow giant one day, and you won't crap your pants. I promise.
Yeah, maybe.
If I can never get you there, I failed you as a master.
Maybe we should be training.
Nah, that can wait.
Yeah, we got dinner. I gotta fill up my guts so I can have something to poop out.
Speaking of which, whenever we're done, Hayakawa did send me a message. He wants me to grab some in a bowl and teleport it to him in Lone Ranger. And I think I'm also going to take 2 bowls and give one to the Lone Ranger.
That's so nice. Oh my god, he probably doesn't have groceries on the Copperhead now that he doesn't have us running errands for him.
He brings it. He's just like, oh, thank God.
I haven't eaten in weeks.
Anybody want to spend the night, please?
He wasn't gonna say anything. Hayakawa was the one.
Didn't he literally spend the night just the other night and eat breakfast with us?
That explains why he's eating so much.
Just start like he starts like bagging stuff up in a Walmart sack. Like, what are you doing?
Filling his
Shop-
pocket.
shopping.
Like, y'all don't
Shopping.
want any leftovers, right? I'm making sure there's no leftovers.
I'm shopping. What does it look like?
God. I love how
But anyway.
unhinged he is.
I love him to death, honestly.
So yeah, Jiraiya's gonna grab 2 bowls, and whenever y'all are done, whenever he is done cooking, he's gonna take 2 for LR and Hayakawa. Watch Hayakawa just come back. Said y'all find Jackie? No. Y'all close? I don't know. What do you mean? I quit.
What the heck?
What?
He's a madman. He drove me insane. All he didn't even care about it. All he wanted to do was to find me a man.
Javi, you're fucking gay.
You're fucking yeah, just to Hayakawa.
So, anything else you would like to ask Charlie?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna go back into like. I just was a little bit worried. What are we making, right? By the way.
Soup.
Soup.
It's just like
Right.
meat, vegetables. There's a couple of sides if y'all want sides. Crackers if you want to put crackers in the soup. Maybe
Make
like
sure
some
we have enough for Julie and everybody.
mashed
I
potatoes.
was about to say that, like, Luke would probably grab a bowl of the soup and some rice for Julie.
racist. There's also some other sides. Chieta just kind of wanted to give anybody what they wanted, so she made rice with the to put in the soup. She made mashed potatoes if you just want mashed potatoes, and she made macaroni and cheese because I think she has it in her head that if it's got like I don't know like a cartoon on the box, Charlie probably eats it.
Yeah, that's a good assessment.
Such
That
a
is
great
a very good
assessment.
assumption.
Of his diet.
Oh
Charlie-
my god, I love that.
Charlie tries to act so uninterested. It's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna have some of the mashed potatoes. She turns it back. He just like spoons mac and cheese on his plate and takes off.
Blamco mac and cheese.
Hilarious.
So yeah, dinner's ready for everybody that would like to eat, and I guess Luke's gonna take a bowl to Julie.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was about to call Julie and be like, "Hey, dinner's ready." But if Luke's gonna do that, then
Call on the machine. On the
If you want to call her, you can. You don't have to stop.
okay, I'm gonna call her and be like, "Hey, Julie, the dinner's ready."
It just goes to voicemail.
We have voicemail capabilities on the fucking.
I'm hunting her down.
That was the first
Yeah.
thing
No.
he did was set up a voicemail.
Imagine. No, she'll answer.
How does she answer? No. I'm playing.
Hello?
Hey, it's Javi. Come get dinner. Dinner's ready. We're all waiting. Except for Orion, he's already stuffing his face. You know how he is.
My face too. I've been waiting.
I'm not really hungry. I'm just
Okay.
gonna go to bed.
That's fair. You had a hard day.
If you see the Death Ranger, you have to eat a full meal afterward.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind of the
like-
rule. No.
Like it really sucks the life out of you. You really need food.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luke would overhear like she's not coming, and he's just gonna kind of walk up the stairs with the bowl.
Like, what is the spell Harry Potter uses on the Dementors?
Expecto Patronum.
Just Charlie next time. Expecto Patronum. Does nothing.
Just Tabby.
I'm about to say it actually does something.
Julie's gonna be sitting in the common area. And that's where she's at right now.
Okay.
Charlie just kills the Death Ranger with a fictional spell.
It was actually something that he
Yeah.
hoped nobody would ever find out.
Since it's like a fucking creature that gets summoned, it's just Tabby. Tabby just fucking runs straight into the Death Ranger and he explodes.
I can turn Tabby into a giant tiger, and I don't do it a lot.
A lion? You mean a lion?
It's
Lioness.
Even just casually walking around, I feel like you should do that more often. Or maybe Tabby does it on his own. No.
Tabby kills the Death Ranger by knocking his shit off. Just like knocking shit off the counter.
Yeah, that's you're from 1987. How do you know about Harry Potter? I was making sure nobody taught you about that. They showed me about Shrek too.
No!
Not Shrek.
But Jiraiya is going to call Hayakawa that dinner's ready, and Hayakawa just says, don't bring the food. I'm just gonna come eat dinner with y'all. I need to break from this man."
So I guess that's inviting LR out for dinner is out of the question.
He teleports up and he doesn't bring LR, but I give it like maybe 5 seconds and then just fucking boom. He just teleports in and he sits
Banjos
down.
play.
A banjo's played. He just sits down. Hayakawa's just like he looks at Javi. Can we change seats?
He's like, yeah, sure. So what happened?
Well, if you must know, as LR is filling up a plate like he hasn't eaten in a week. Uh, well, if you must know, we were trying to find Jackie's location.
How's that going?
Well, I got distracted.
Bye.
Well, I mean, Hayakawa's still single.
Oh,
Can't I can't let that rest. It's not in my nature.
yes. We yeah. We all wonder why he's single too.
Yeah, perfect cooks, really smart, badass in a fight. But nah, he didn't want me to help him find him somebody. He got all uppity. But he did speed up the program a little bit, so we should be able to find Jackie pretty soon. How are things going on y'all's end? Y'all find Marcus yet?
No, no, we haven't found Marcus yet. But oh gosh, should I tell him that we found the Death Ranger? Like, out of yeah,
we're gonna hold off on that real quick. We're gonna jump to Julie and Luke and the
okay.
comment.
What's she doing?
She's just sitting there, kind of like her whole entire personality and like just her in general seems like a little bit muted. She's kind of looks like she's in really deep thought.
Gonna kind of quietly approach. Hey,
She looks over at Luke. Yeah.
I overheard you say you weren't coming up for dinner, so he kind of holds up the bowl of soup.
It won't stay down.
Soup's usually pretty okay for settling stomachs. And it's
I can't. When I was younger, I was part of a company. And in this company, we were expected to have certain looks and regulations and all this fun stuff. But the thing is, I never really got about it. We were in suits. Public couldn't tell what we looked like. But apparently our weight still mattered. In this company, whenever they'd make us meals, depending on if you were supposed to be losing weight or not, they'd put pills and stuff in your food to make sure that you stayed a certain weight. To be quite honest, I thought I was over that. But with what the Death Ranger brought out, I don't think I'm going to be able to stomach anything unless I make it myself or it's pre-packaged and not unopened.
I see. We have some things in the pantry. Like sandwich crackers. And
I'll probably eat something in a moment. It just brought back a lot of stuff I was trying to bury. and I just need a moment.
It's understandable. I just wanted to make sure you ate something because I know you kind of emptied your guts earlier. And it's best kind of replenish that.
Yeah, I will, but I just need a moment.
Okay.
I appreciate it, though.
Yeah. No. Do you want me to bring you anything from the pantry or?
I'm good. I'll get some once I'm able to. When I feel like I can stomach stuff, it'll probably be a couple minutes.
Okay. Luke will just kind of stand there quietly for a few seconds and then kind of go back upstairs with the bowl still in hand.
Okie dokie. Now we're gonna go back upstairs. Luke comes back to a very unfortunate surprise.
Oh, yeah, he comes in the middle of the conversation.
Yep. A fortunate conversation of asking where Marcus is, if y'all had found Marcus or not.
Okay. And Javi said no.
Yeah, I was in the middle of saying like we know we didn't find Marcus, and then he was about to mention Death Ranger.
But we do know that he's most likely where Jackie is. At least, we don't know that, but I have a strong feeling.
What makes you say that?
Call it intuition.
Fair enough. Also, I want y'all to know something real quick. You know, after all these years, I've heightened all of my senses, my mind, and my body to kill a man. And he's gonna grab Javi like real close and then just like take a big old whiff.
Oh, he
You
knows.
smell like death, boy.
He's gonna be like, yeah, that's because if Luke hadn't interrupted me, I was gonna say that we encountered the Death Ranger while we were out.
And I'm guessing all of y'all were too frozen to call me.
Yep.
Yes, that's what happens.
I wasn't.
Well, damn, son. That's like my whole backstory. The
Shoot, man.
fuck?
Sorry about that. I just really wanted to hear what the Death Ranger's messages was for us.
I mean, it's just cryptic bullshit.
You are right about that.
But he's here, which means I can trap him.
Maybe.
What do you have in mind?
Oh, don't worry about that. It don't involve any of you. But I have my ways. Now that I know that he's here, it's just a matter of setting up bait.
But hey, LR, you know a lot about the Death Ranger, right?
Enough.
Why do you think it is that I'm able to like move around when he shows up and nobody else is?
I mean, before I would probably say innocence, but now you've seen a lot, so it can't be innocence. Could you touch him?
No, we tried to give each other dap, and our hands went through each other.
And he could talk to you?
Yes, this time he saw me. Last time I was screaming in his face, he had no idea that I was even there. And now he sees me, he talks to me, but we cannot touch.
He tell you why?
He started to say something, and he kind of just left.
Interesting. Yeah, I know a little bit about him. I know enough to put my hands on him.
You can move when he's around?
Hell yeah, I can move when he's around. I knew what he was capable of before, after everything. Had to figure out a way to touch him, or else I'd be walking into a death trap.
How did you figure out how to do that?
Nah. I'm not gonna tell anybody. That's my own secret.
If I can move around, and if we can end up touching each other, then I could maybe be some help.
Look, you already got enough on your plate. He's mine.
Charlie just realized something.
Oh, I wonder what he realized.
Okay, I need to kill more people.
Jacks off. That should be good. That's like millions.
It's like Luke Skywalker destroying the Death Star.
But yeah. He's mine. Okay.
Not if I get to him first. I'm just kidding. Oh, I don't say that. Get up in the Lone Ranger's face. I'm just kidding.
He did have something interesting to say.
Yeah, and what was that?
That I didn't remember him. Which I find incredibly odd, because the man has been traipsing through my fucking dreams for the past several months.
Well, ain't that the secret sauce? It's a good thing I read the script.
Can I see the script?
Yeah, go ahead. It's right here. He throws it to you, and it says Power Rangers Dimension Storm, the TTRPG.
TTRPG, what does that stand for?
Tabletop role-playing game.
I'm gonna put this down before I start having like
Eldritch Madness. Yeah, so
yeah.
I like to imagine that Charlie gets the script thrown at him, he looks at it, and then just disappears. The whole scene pauses, LR walks onto screen and is like, see, now y'all really thought I was about to let him read that shit.
Now I bet you know what you're all thinking. Well, damn, LR. You're just gonna throw the script Charlie's way, let him read all the ins and outs. Well, no, I'm not. Because I would get fired and recast.
Hey guys, it's me, the Lone Ranger. Just like I've always
So
been.
it's like that entire scene just rewinds.
He's like, that's a good thing I read the script. Yep,
What are you talking about?
got the whole thing right here. I know all the ins and outs. And I say my lines. And I don't ruin emotional scenes by over talking. Anyway, and he puts it back in his coat. There are rumors about who that man is. Some people still think it's Sparrow from the Omega team. But this one's different. But I don't care. I don't matter his story. It's what he did. And what I'm gonna do. That's what matters.
Who is it?
What? I don't fucking know who it is.
You just said that it's not who everyone thinks it is, though.
Yeah, you said it wasn't spare ribs.
Barrick. And yeah, it don't seem to be him because he's an alien and that skeleton is very much human. But then the grid works in mysterious ways. So it could just be that the skeleton is whatever your skeleton is, and that's how you see it. Orion, deep in his bowl, just like looks up, swallows. If that was the case, then I would see him as what I am. But instead, I see a humanoid skeleton. Alright, well, that's a fucking lie. Yeah, so maybe the grid works in mysterious ways. Or maybe he's not Sparrow. Multiverse is a wide place. But some things are almost absolute. Usually, Sparrow is the Death Ranger. But then again, even if majority of Death Rangers are Sparrow, a majority of infinity is still not fully infinity, and whatever's left is still infinity. Because that's how infinity works.
My brain hurts.
My brain. I haven't felt my brain in a long time.
That would explain a lot.
Hey, yo!
But yeah, I don't know who he is. It probably isn't Sparrow, but whatever he is, and whoever he was, the rumor is that he got what he wanted. Ultimate power, just like Sparrow wanted. Except he's aware, and he's a slave to the grid, obedient, whatever the fucking word you want to use, and he's aware, and there's nothing he can do about it. Until I kill him, that is. Then that'll be it.
This whole thing feels weird. Like, if he's doing the grid's will, and our
Yeah,
power comes from the grid, aren't
yeah.
we all just pawns of the grid? Like, if the grid wanted him dead, wouldn't the grid do something, or are you thinking that the grid is sending you to do that?
Well, if the grid wanted me to stop the multiple times I've had middle breakdowns and try to demorph, well, maybe the grid shouldn't have gotten rid of my morpher and I'd be able to gain my sanity back, if that's even possible. The thing about it is that who fucking knows, okay? Several
Yeah.
people have said they stared into the grid, and apparently good old Billy stared into the grid, but he saw things he didn't like. But if the grid really wanted it and the grid was all powerful, why not just kill Billy? Why let him fuck things up? Maybe the grid does work in mysterious ways, or maybe the grid is working through all of you to accomplish this task. It's like Christianity. It's always God can do things until the Christians don't want him to. Rumor has it, this Death Ranger is probably one of the closest people to the grid next to the Morphin Masters. And apparently they can't even touch the Death Ranger. But then again, they ain't me.
Feels
Now,
insane to go after a guy that has been given the power of death.
Lone Ranger leans back in his chair, looks in Luke's direction. You got anything else you want to say, Professor?
Not sure why you called me that. Uh, not right now, no.
All right, cool. Because as much as I would love to gank up on the guy with all of you, it's my own personal vendetta. And I would be a bad person if I didn't tell you, please do not get in my way.
Don't exactly intend on it.
I'm just making sure. Because if you got in my way and I killed you, well then, and he taps Orion's shoulder, good old Big and Harry here would probably rip me in half. And that would suck.
No, then we'd have two of you.
Just
Who wouldn't
Hayakawa,
want that?
just like making a face of, oh god,
Two of them.
not two of them.
Just fucking horror. Just horrified.
That's funny.
Wherever Marcus is, a chill goes down his spine.
It's been like 30 minutes. It's been like he's with him for like a couple of hours and he's like so over it.
Marcus has had to spend weeks with this man.
God.
Marcus has been torn apart millions of times. I'm sure he can handle a little bit of crazy.
Now you want to talk about crazy. Now Marcus is crazy. Choking me in my sleep, talking about I will have my revenge.
You like it.
It, like you try to spoon a man and he tries to strangle you. It's weird.
I mean, it only makes sense. At least he's trying to choke me. Luke just tries to fucking shoot me, the fucking piece of shit.
He says,
You were in my fucking bed out of nowhere.
I get lonely. So
Meanwhile,
lonely.
Javi's just like, huh? Okay. And just goes back to sleep.
It's a little cold in here, fool. Get closer.
Exactly.
Just like fucking Javi being little spoon to LR.
And the one time I tried to go in Charlie's bedroom, he was like grabbing on to me, and I was like, oh, okay, he likes to cuddle. And then he started grabbing on to me and was just like, he had a euphoria.
Nuh-uh, I did not. You're lying.
Started kissing me on the helmet, and everything was really weird.
That's canon.
I look at here, I'm like, I didn't really. He's making that. He's a jokester.
It whispers to him, "You son of a bitch! You're not supposed to tell."
And Jirai keeps his door locked, and well, to be honest, since she's not here, gets up, looks around. As much as I want to get Julie a partner, she scares the shit out of me.
Julie appears in the doorway. What I do?
Just instant teleports back to the Copperhead.
Just like grabs all like the bowls full of like food and shit, shoves them in his arms, and just like hits his fucking food.
He takes all his food.
Hayakawa's just like, "Hey, I need Julie. I need you to be ready in case, like when I go back, like in case I need you."
But yeah, he screams. Is Julie actually here now?
Yeah, she's gonna get herself a glass of water.
He screams at the sight of her. It's just like, damn, Charlie, why you got to talk shit about Julie like that?
I just love the completely
Scream and then
normal.
immediate, "Damn, Charlie!" Yeah,
Why y'all acting like y'all seen a ghost?
he's like, I don't know. Why don't you get your water? And it's just like, if you turn the jug, it says holy water.
What
Look,
are y'all talking about?
well, we're talking about Death Ranger, Marcus, Charlie hates you, but I was about to be on my way.
You just get involved,
Actually-
man. You're gonna get me killed.
Actually, I do have a question for you.
Oh, damn. What?
How are you able to move when the Death Ranger appears?
I don't like it. That's the secret sauce. It's in the script. Only I know how to do it. Pulls out the script, starts
It
rolling through
says
pages.
right here.
Starts
30
scrolling
minutes.
through pages. I've
On a
got.
date.
I can't. It'll
hour.
ruin it. It'll ruin. Oh God. Just
2
give me one.
hours.
Just give me 1 second. I just gotta make sure. Oh damn, that's where Charlie dies. Never mind. Hold on. I went too far.
I went too far.
What you
far.
It's like the date does not go well. You're sorry, but I still can't tell you.
I like to imagine at this point everything's paused again while he's flipping through the script.
Like he just looked at his Pit Boy and fall.
He just looks directly through all of your screens. Now, I said Charlie dies here, but he may not. This is like a choose your own adventure script. Now, if things do happen, Charlie will die here, but that's further down the road. Now, if I go back around and jump past the cyberpunk universe, move past Javi's cock piercing, and I scroll through a little bit. There we are. We're right here in the 70s world. Key moments, key moments, key moments, key moments. By the way, under key moments, I had to scribble in Charlie murdered Ed because it's a key moment, but it wasn't planned. And where is it? Where is it? The Lone Ranger explains how he's able to touch the Death Ranger. But we're not there yet. And this date will happen whether she tells me or not. And then everything just resumes. And he's just like, as much as it would be nice,
4
even
hours.
damn it, woman, just calm down. Why do you want this so bad?
2 hours
Because-
separate, 2 separate dates. No.
She doesn't like
Because
anybody having power over her to hold
I
her
don't
still.
really like the thought of not being able to defend myself when some freak sniffs up on me like a damn horny dog.
All right, fine. We're getting close to the end of session anyway, and the DM has to piss. So I will tell you, but you
What
cannot
language?
tell anyone.
5
5 hours. 5
5
hours, and you 5 hours, and you have to kiss her goodbye on the cheek.
Yes, 5 hours, and I will kiss her goodbye on the cheek.
All right, now just sign right here, and he's got a piece of paper. It has all the listings and the full contract in tow. You sign right here, and I will tell you everything.
Also, he's an NDA agreement.
Actually, hold on. He looks around. We're gonna go to a different room before we sign this contract.
Okay.
He's gonna grab you and pull you away into the simulation room.
What a wild card, huh, Hayakawa?
I don't even listen to that guy. He's so weird.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to go back and help him, which is why I learned the program as fast as I could.
So he
So
can
that
do it
way-
here? Nice.
Oh no, it's just running properly. It wasn't running properly before.
We should probably have a version of that.
You could always just use Julie. You could always just use Julie.
So Orion gets in here, he locks the door and everything. And yet again, simulation. Activate a desert right at the sunset. Campfire plateaus in the distance. He jumps it, simulation kicks on, you're in a desert, plateaus, the sun is just setting. Mostly the only light source you have is fire. As he starts writing more on this contract, all right, 5 hours of a woman I think is your perfect match, and you have to kiss her on the cheek goodbye. Here you go.
Read
Now,
the fine print. He
now,
did the low lighting for a reason.
now sign it.
Can I roll alertness for Julie going on with the contract?
Yes.
And she's a lawyer.
Yeah, she has a law degree. So
Advantage.
Sure.
I rolled
Need
a
a bit of
17.
critical success too.
Okay. This contract is pretty solid. There's not a lot of stuff that could be considered bad. It's pretty straightforward. However, and you didn't roll high enough for this, but there seems to be something off with this contract. It appears you're not quite sure, but and there's nothing wrong in the writing. Something just feels really odd about it.
Luke didn't even get a contract. He just had to shake his hand. Which, in retrospect, was probably very stupid.
You know, everything here looks pretty straightforward, but I feel like something in this writing's been a little bit off here.
Well, if there ain't nothing wrong with it, maybe you just got a weird little feeling in your gut.
You know, that weird little feeling always tends to help me out when someone's trying to screw me up. I'm not saying you are, but you have to understand my past. You ever heard of Sunshine Incorporation?
Yes, they're bitches.
Yeah, I used to work under that as a
Oh, damn.
ranger. Yeah. So you understand, right?
Here's up the contract. God.
Okay, then. How about we don't do a contract? That was mostly so that way if you tried to back out, I could show all your friends and they'd be like, well, Julie, you did sign it. But I can rip this up and we can just go off a handshake.
I feel like this is really bad, but I'd prefer a handshake over whatever's hidden in that contract.
He takes it, he rips it up, he extends his hand. Well, then, 5 hours and a kiss on the cheek goodbye. He reaches his hand out.
All right. Sounds good. She shakes it.
Yes.
I don't like how you said that.
Oh, you fool. Oh, you fool!
Yes. All right. Now I'll explain to you. If you want visuals, look into the fire as I tell you a tale. You see, shortly after my teammate's demise, I went around the world. By that, I went around many worlds. Once I was able to start figuring things out, I realized I couldn't touch the Death Ranger. And even if I used some sort of magic to help me figure it all out, it wasn't going to quite work. It could still probably within an instant put me down. So I searched between science and magic, and even in nature, for something that could help me. And I went to a place not so different from my own reality, where I met a man who offered me a bit of a deal. He said, "Now, I got this coin here, and I'm going to offer you a deal. You pick up the coin and you hand it to me, and I'll give you the information you need." And I thought it was pretty simple and also thought it was bogus, but he demanded we shake on it. We shook on it, and then he took the coin and he chunked it into the ocean. And I said, "What the hell? You scamming me?" And he said, "No, because I'll tell you everything you need to know." He said, "What we just did is called, well, many names, but it's uses a particular kind of magic, most notably known as death magic. The only kind of magic that's very blind to the man himself and any most forms of death in any reality. What a death contract is that until either side of the deal is done, neither of the participants can die. Except there is one way we can still die, and that's if the Death Ranger himself figures it out and decides to put his hands on me or you. So I said, "You made it a simple deal that I hand you the coin or you hand me the coin," and then proceeded to chunk it into the ocean so neither one of us dies. And I asked him, I said, "Well, what about the coin? What if it rusts away?" He said, "Until it's done, that coin will be as good as the day it was when the debt was made. And until either one of us hands us that coin, or one of us meets our end at the hands of the Grim Reaper himself, neither one of us can die." So I spent my life for a good minute making simple little deals with all kinds of people that would never come to fruition. I have thousands of contracts underneath me. Even if the Death Ranger wanted to kill me, I'd just get back up, and my counter would go down by one. So until you go on that date, or one of us inevitably dies, you won't die. You'll just get back up. Maybe your counter goes down, I'm not entirely sure. I was told only the Death Ranger can bring it down. But then again, no one's been good enough to put me down for very long, or close to death. I don't know if it'll protect you when he comes around like it has me. It might, because by the time I encountered him for the first time, I had hundreds of little old contracts stuffed underneath my belt. And I did the very same thing to Luke, because Luke is my bait. And the only way, because I know Luke ain't gonna go to Orion and tell him to help me capture the Death Ranger. It's never gonna happen, because Orion ain't never gonna do it. So I suggest you don't say nothing, because if you do, just like Luke's contract, I can break it. And you don't want me to break it. Because if you get in my way, well, I don't think Orion cares about you that much. Not enough to probably rip me in half. I mean, if he did about Luke, well, I'll probably kill Luke first anyway. So there you have it. You're temporarily immortal. And you're going on that date.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt about that. I keep to my promises.
Enjoy the immortality while it lasts, though. And if the Lone Ranger does so happen to show back up, well, perhaps you might be able to do something about it.
You know? What the hell? Do you know I want to fucking die? Why didn't you tell me immortality was part of the deal? I would have said no.
Most people, when they hear that they can't die, they enjoy it.
That sounds like pure hell.
I also knew the right people to target, too. When you got a lot of time on your hands, you either pick the scummiest people who want to live for a long time, or you pick the people that want to live long enough to see how everything ends. Or you pick someone so desperate for information they're willing to shake your hand without even knowing they're doing it.
Son of a bitch.
I was mostly talking about Luke, but yeah.
So how long is it gonna be till you set me up so I can get rid of this or immortality shit?
Whenever you got time, I'm always free.
Wait, if our contract gets up, does that mean I'm not able to be immune to the freezing up with the Death Ranger coming?
Probably. But now that you know, we can always make a very simple one that'll only last long enough if you plan to encounter him, like giving me a coin or something. And then once you're done and you have what you want, you can just hand me the coin and it's done deal.
I'll have to think on that.
Or if you travel around the multiverse like you're going to do, you might encounter people of magic that might give you something else that might help you out. I just knew that by the time I encountered him, I could already move. I couldn't touch him the first time, but all it took was a couple of hundred more, and I was able to put my hands on him. But I also got to make sure that he don't kill me pretty quick. So, thousands of contracts.
Well, I guess we're here now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. So, as one favor to another, if you ever tell Luke before I can use him, I ain't gonna help you with this ever again.
You know, the Death Ranger seemed real into me for some reason.
Well, you stink, darling.
Oh no, most definitely. I mean, I did die 3 times.
That'll do it.
And then the amount of death in my life. It ain't no surprise. But I do ask this. Whenever you decide to take Luke on this little thing, uh, would you be able to take me with you?
It's not that simple. With the Death Ranger, it's only a matter of time and place. And when it happens, it happens. I ain't gonna wait on nobody. But he's here for a reason. Once I find out that reason, it's only a matter of time of being in the right place and the right time. I would ask to make another deal, but you already don't want to be alive temporarily for one deal. But if you really want to be in on it, Luke is the person to figure it out. He has them dreams and all that. Find out if there's one coming up of death or something.
What would be the other deal you want to do?
Well, you just find out if there's a premonition of death, which will help me. And once it's done and you figure it out, well, it'll only end if I make sure you're there when it happens. But then again, if I can't get you there when it happens, the deal will never break.
Yeah.
So you just have to trust me when I say I'll do my best to make sure you're there. Or at least get you there.
Will Luke still be alive when all this is done?
Yeah, why wouldn't he be? He's temporarily immortal.
That's true.
I mean, come on, I made a deal and he has no idea what he got himself into, but I'm not a monster. Not entirely.
You know, I'm not saying this of you as a person, just from my personal life experiences. Monsters tend to hide in plain sight. I'm not saying you are one, but I am saying I'm going to be a lot more cautious with you around. I won't tell Luke mainly because I'm in a tight spot here. Because if I do tell him, I'm dead. Ain't no one going to save me. I mean, they may mourn me, but let's be honest here. My personality ain't exactly the funnest to be around. And I already went down that road a couple times. Ain't that fun? But I will say this. If I have a feeling that somehow, some way, well, it won't matter, will it? I guess it is what it is. I already made the deal. We're already here. And I can't say nothing.
Well, like I said, at least you know now. And you asked. And if you find out, try to talk to Luke. Don't even have to shake on it. Just, if you figure it out, I'll do my best to make sure you're there when the time comes.
I think we've had enough deals. If I get any information on the Death Ranger, I'll let you know.
It would be very welcome.
Seems like no matter where I go, tragedy follows.
Ain't that a bitch? All right. Well, I'm done. And he's got to kick out the fire at the dirt. All right, end simulation. Well, it's been nice talking to you, but I got stuff I got to take care of.
I don't doubt it.
He just teleports out. He teleports out the ship.
Julie's gonna go sit in the garden and look at the plants.
So Luke's
My God.
temporarily immortal. Good
An
to
immortal
know.
twink, Jesus.
God. So even if Emil had unloaded his gun into Luke's belly, he wouldn't have died.
No.
God,
Right
I
now,
can't
I'm fucking bait.
I can't wait for someone to try to kill Luke and it just doesn't work and Luke has a goddamn crisis about it.
I'm really glad that I've avoided Lone Ranger so much.
Well, you all go to sleep, and that's where we're gonna end tonight's session. Is y'all going to bed?
How much experience did we get? No, I'm just kidding.
None. Two of your fucking players just got forced into deals they had no idea were happening.
Gee, man.
I mean, so basically I'm stuck until either Orion helps LR get to the Death Ranger
Uh-huh.
or LR kills the Death Ranger.
You're stuck until you get Orion to help you, or LR dies, which he said thousands. So good luck with that.
Is that why Marcus is doing a little better than he was? Because they'd been together for so long, I'm sure that he took some deal too.
I'm just gonna go ahead and answer that. No, it did not happen.
Okay. I'm so glad I've been avoiding the Lone Ranger this entire. Like I get closer to the Death Ranger than I do the Lone Ranger. I don't know if you'll notice that.
Just one day, damn, we're out of toaster tarts. Well.
He's just in my way. Like, hey man, can you get out of the way, please?
Why? I got some toaster tarts right here.
Shake my hand.
If you're willing to make a
Don't
deal
you
for
shake
him.
the puss in his hand.
Get that mess out of my face.